Okay, I think we're live. I'll just double check here to make sure we're live on YouTube. It's saying we're live on StreamYards, but I want to make sure we're live on YouTube before we bring up the mystery guest. So I'll just check my videos here and make sure we're live. Videos, so I can bring the chat up. Yeah, we're live. So just make sure the volume is down. Okay, volume is down. So we'll just say a quick hello to a few people that came in there. So Mark Stone, let me see, Romatic, Park Nest, who did I see in before that? Anthony Rednick was in. Who else was in? There was someone else came in early into it. Steel Scrap Kingdom was in. Ian Matthews was in. So he was at the start, telling me that, what was he saying? Something about the hammer that I put in, that he's the one with a big hammer. Let me see, Pooh's Mate and Mark V8 and Cyrus. So, right, we're going to bring up the mystery guest. So we're going to get straight into this today. We'll bring up the mystery guest. So this is the mystery guest. And if it was Ian Matthews, he'd be shown as a big hammer, as he was saying already. That one was only a small hammer that was on the picture. So would the mystery guest like to come into the frame, please? No, that's not.
That's a proper hammer. No, that little toffee hammer that you was showing.
So, as everyone can tell by the voice, it is no other.
Come on! I put a proper voice on. Then I tried to disguise it. I tried to sound like a southerner.
You weren't. So a lot of people did get you right, and I think Snobby jumped on it straight away that he had you figured by the hammer who it was, and you tried to put him off the trail by.
Oh yes, I did. And I did ask Murty from Scrap Kingdom to pop in. So hello, Murty. Thanks for popping in. He'll be in a McDonald's now, having a Big Mac and listening on the free Wi-Fi.
He was in early. He was in shortly after your comment was today. He was in quick. So anyhow, Ian, you took the call again to bail me out because I was let down again by the guy that was meant to be on, but he's very busy. I understand that. So you managed to bail me out again to keep our half an hour chit chat going at the start. So.
I don't know if I can talk for half an hour or not. You know, being the kind of shy, reticent chap that I am.
Yeah. I have met you, Ian. You don't need to lie.
About that. Anyway, what do people like the background? What do they think?
Yeah, the mystery background. So they don't know where you are now at this moment in time.
Not a clue.
This is he's on location somewhere, but we can't say where.
Well, actually, the camera is on the ceiling and I'm lying back on the table. This is the tablecloth.
Right, we're going to get into this Q&A with you. So my very first question I ask everyone that's in this scrap and e-waste, what got you into scrapping? What was your first memory of getting into scrapping?
Oh, well, that's quite easy, but there is a very pivotal moment in there. But my dad came out of work and he got a job at the local scrapyard as the night watchman. Well, I would only be about 8 and 9 years old around about that time. So coming home from school, he'd be starting work. I would go and sit with him in the caravan while he watched the yard till it was bedtime. While he was there for like 2 or 3 hours, he would be sorting scrap out as well as just being the night watchman. So I ended up helping him, basically just picking things up, catching the ferry tools. I got a little older than that, and I hadn't gone to big school, so I was still 11 or 12. And the yard owner said, if you're doing this at night, I'll pay you. You collect all the aluminium number plates off the cars, you know, and bits of stuff that's round. And it was a horse and cart scrapyard when the horse and carts come in. And they had a big pile of aluminium. They just throw it all in the old mangles and gearboxes and stuff like that. And if you start stripping all that apart, taking the iron off, I'll pay you. And it was 6 pence a pound he used to pay me. Right. Now, that still didn't mean a lot. You know, other lads had paper rounds. I had a job in a scrapyard. And I remember one Saturday, at the back of the yard used to be an old brick yard. And one day I was playing, I'd be working in the yard. I'd earn something like 2 shilling, right, a florin.
A lot of the people in the chat now are just totally confused.
So I earned about 2 shilling, which is 20 pence these days, isn't it? And I finished and I'd gone for a walk around the fields. And where the old brickyard was, there was an old forge, a blacksmith's forge. All the stuff had gone, but what were left were a few tools, you know, like big pincers. And there was a load of cast iron slag on the floor. And I thought, well, I've seen guys bringing iron in. I'll take this in and see if it's worth anything. It was a wheelbarrow full. Well, for a young lad, I was only like 11, 12 years old. So I went back, got this wheelbarrow, came back, wheeled it across the field, took it in. I said, I found this. Is it worth anything? And don't forget, I'd just worked a couple of hours and been given 2 shillings, 20 pence. And he went, oh, yeah. And he gave me as much again, just for that wheelbarrow full of scrap. I thought, I just worked 2 hours for get the same money. I picked something up off the floor, and he's given me the same money again. That was a pivotal moment for me. It was like, what people throw away, people will give you money for.
That was your light bulb moment.
That was a boom, went off of my head. I find things on the floor and people will give you money. And then just shortly after that, there must have been, had permission to fill in. It was like a big depressions, not quite a quarry, but big depressions. So they got permission to fill the holes up with waste. And something like Exide, a battery company, started dumping wagon loads and mounds of broken batteries. And of course, in all that mounds of broken batteries was all the lead terminals and the plates in between. And honestly, I was like a pig in shit. I was in there every night, rooting through it, finding all the lead terminals. And then, so that was the start of my scrapping experience.
So we'd say, as you got jobs, did you continue on then always, any job you're in on your way home, or we'd say in where you work, do you always just look for any bits of scrap while you're at work?
That was a bit difficult. I was a bus driver. So although I had my eyes on many a thing outside of the road, I just couldn't stop the bus, get and throw it on, carry on, you know. But I did pitch a bus shelter once, but that's a whole different. And that's only because I was building a shed, and they had all these big plastic panels, and I thought that'd be all right for my windows. That somebody had run in it, so it was all loose. But yeah, but no, I carried on working at the scrapyard till, well, I was doing my A level, so I carried on till I was 18, working there weekends, evening. I got a job, so I probably still went there at the weekends, but the working there died off. But it never leaves you. You know, once you know that somebody's thrown something away, you can get money for it. You know.
Yeah. Well, we all see from your shed that you are a hoarder as well as a scrapper.
Yes.
So, like, where did the hoarding part of you come in? Why can you not throw stuff away ever?
No, I don't really know the answer to that. In one way, I think it comes from, you know, when they say you was poor as a child, you know, we had an upbringing. Well, there was sick. My mum had 2 sets of twins. So I'm a twin, and then brother and sister's a twin. So that was 6 of us in the family. So it was quite a big family. We never seemed to have a lot. But when you look back, you never seem to have gone short.
Yeah.
So I think it kind of come from that. I think it's kind of, if you've got something and it's got a bit of use to it, why? I used to wear my brother's hand-me-downs, obviously, you know, from my brother went to me, and by the time of that, went to the rag bone man. And I think that went with everything. I got his toys, you know, my mum used to always be making and mending. So I think a lot of that comes from, when I say I'm hoarding, everything here's got a use, a value.
A purpose.
It's got a purpose, you know, and it's like, I shouldn't show you this. I shouldn't show you this. Got a towel here. You know, just an old beach towel. That towel is, I'm not joking. I think my son had that and he was about 7. He's 30 now. So it's about 20 years old, this towel.
There must be no fluff left to it at all, Ian. It must be just like cardboard.
Yeah, but I tend to keep them here and cut them up, use them as rags, you know.
Yeah, you never try. I'm the opposite. Unless I see a value of it straight away, it's gone. I just get rid of it.
Well, I know people like that as well, and I wish I could be a little bit more like that. I can give something of value away for free to anybody. Oh, everybody! Oh, I could do with a towel. Here, have that towel. It's gone. But to take that and throw it in the bin for no reason, I can't.
Okay, so that's your endless. I was just wondering what your endless was, so I found it. Right, we'd say going from the scrap and going on to YouTube. What made you want to, or what made you decide to start doing videos?
I kind of got thrust into that. Can't remember how long I've been on YouTube as a watcher. Probably 14 years, probably as soon as it came out. You know, and I'm an avid watcher of YouTube. I watch anything and everything. But I do get drawn to people who make things, and especially make things out of metal or wood. And I came across a guy called Rob, and he reminded me so much of me working in his shed, making stuff out of nothing, out of bits he's found, with the tools he had, which are, you know, not just gone and bought a brand new tool to do it. They're old tools. I thought, I like this guy. He reminds me of me. So I started watching him, and he, through my work, we throw a lot of consumables part worn away. And he picked one of these, you know what a flat disc is?
Yeah.
So he had a flat disc, and he was grinding something, and it was down next to nothing. There was a bit of fluff left on it. And he's like, you've got to get as much as you can out of these, the cost of them. And I thought, well, I'll get in contact with this guy, because we throw them away. They're practically hardly used. They want to use the corners. So I got in contact with him. He was a little bit worried. I now know why. And, I said, give me your address. He didn't give me his address. He gave me his works address. And I sent him a big box full when he was like over the moon. He commented, do you do anything in your shed? Have you got a channel? I said, no, I wouldn't know how to go about videoing and uploading it. But I make wood burners, as you've seen from my early videos. Darth Vader wood burners, other wood burners. I sent him a few pictures, and he went, you need to show them to the YouTube world. You know, people will watch that. So he says, I'm doing a live stream this Thursday. I'll shout you out. Again, I'm not quite sure what that means. And I'll answer that in a minute, Cyrus.
No, I think that was for Steel. He was asking Steel Scrap Kingdom, that one.
All right. And I got on, and to see me, I had to create a YouTube channel. And he said, who are you? And I'm like, well, Ian Matthews. So that's how he ended up being me. I didn't have a chance to think of a name. And then when I went on his live stream, he thrust me into the world as Ian Matthews, and people knew I was. He had about 10, 11,000 subscribers at the time. He was quite well known. So I got a good start, you know. I think straight away, just appearing, I got something like 17 subs, then 27, then 30. The week after, bam, it went up to 100, and it just like kind of skyrocketed. So that's how I ended up on YouTube.
And your YouTube channel, what do you use your YouTube channel as? Do you use it as a way of promoting your work that you do, or is it just more like what I do for the crack, showing what I do, and showing when it goes right, showing when it goes wrong, and maybe making new friends along the way.
A lot of people in there, like Pooh's mate, who's in the chat, a few others go back. They know it was. I made some friends that I'm still good friends with, that I'll probably stay friends with, and the YouTube channel became a way of this small group of friends showing each other what they was up to in the sheds at the weekend. They were fabricators, the metal fabricators. I'm not very imaginative. I can't just think, oh, I can make this. I can copy a lot of things. I see something I like, oh, I can copy that, but I can't imagine it. So, and I'm sure it's Pooh's mate who's in the chat. I think it's about to tell me this. I was struggling for ideas what to do, and Pooh's mate said, why don't you show your scrapping? Because they said, what do you do? And I said, I do scrapping. She goes, show your scrapping. And I'm like, who in the UK, who on YouTube would want to watch scrapping? She goes, well, it's big in America. So I started searching for scrapping people in America. That's how I found straight away Scrap Kingdom, or Steel Scrap Kingdom, Marty. And I started watching him way back when. And of course, I then got into a guy in Australia taking bits off circuit boards, E-Waste Ben.
I think everyone has him.
Basically, I started watching a lot of people in the scrapping. I thought, okay, I'll start showing my scrapping, what I do in my shed as scrapping. So, does that answer that one?
It does, yeah. So we'd say in the last, I've got to know you about a year, maybe 2 years on YouTube. I'm trying to think back when I think I was on through Pusha Studios or somewhere. And at the time you had, I'd say, maybe 5,000 something subscribers, and now you're up to nearly 9, is it, or more than 9? Yeah.
A little bit, nearly. Anyone in there who's not subscribed to me, you know,
I was about to say that.
Just help me make that last 40 odd.
Yeah. So, have you, since you started growing your channel up to getting into them sort of numbers, have you noticed that you have to maybe do things differently, or are you just being the same as you were from your first day of video?
I think I've polished up my videos a lot better. I think my editing skills have just gone up a notch, especially since last night's upload. No, they're still as bad now as they were at the beginning. I just don't go into all this editing, but the most I can do is captions. I'm still using Windows Movie Maker, you know, to do all my editing. Although, like I say, I like watching Snobby Scrap Pickers videos lately. I like his intros. I like how he puts all the whistles and bangs in it. And I'm thinking, maybe I should do that. And then I think to myself, you got to this far by just being you. So just stay as being you. You know.
Yeah, that's the thing I was going to say. Like that, I find that when I met you and what your videos were, there's no difference. You're the same person. You're not putting on an act, as far as I can see, anyhow. Oh. You know, you're the same person, and that's what I think makes people watch your videos.
The very first few videos I did put an act in. I tried to talk properly.
Posh, you mean?
Well, it's properly Queen's English, not quite like a Southerner, but Queen's English. And I was a little bit too stilted and acting for the camera. And then, like I say, another pivotal moment. I just thought one day I was going shopping and I was walking into Aldi and I'm thinking, I'm coming in here now. Nobody knows I do YouTube, but I'm not putting anything on for these people. I'm just being me. I'm just going to Till and going to say, you know, put that through Till, love, thanks very much. So I thought, cut any pretense out, just be you, and people either like it or they won't like it.
Yeah, that's why you can watch it and move on.
You cannot please everybody.
Yeah, well, that's one thing that I've discovered from thanks for disappearing there, Ian, that I've discovered from YouTube is you won't please everyone. Some people will like your videos, some people won't like your videos, and some people are very quick to tell you they don't like your video. So
Oh,
thinking,
yes, yes. Look at that.
if anyone hasn't seen the video already, you'll see where he got that from. So make sure you check out his video. Don't worry about poor editing. You might think it's Deja Vu or Groundhog Day. One of the two.
You might think I know, but it did catch a lot of people out. That showed me who didn't watch the video till the end.
Yeah, see, you knew I watched it to the end. So you did.
Oh,
but we say there's a lot of people we say where you work. Does everyone know you're on YouTube, or do you keep your YouTube separate? Or
no, they all know I'm on YouTube.
And we say you're walking down the town, will someone come over and say, Ian, I seen that video of yours last night?
That happens every day. Sometimes they say I enjoyed that. Some say that was a load of crap. The one about the plugs at the end. I just cleared my beds, put a load of plugs on.
Yeah.
And he said that was a crap video. Well, I said, what do you want me to say? I'm not doing a video as such. I'm showing you what I do in my shed.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. So I don't film everything I do in it. Some of it really is more boring than that, you know.
There was something else I was going to say. Oh yeah. So I'm going to ask you now, what's the best thing you like about scrapping, and what's the worst you like about scrapping?
Plugs. Plugs is the worst. Plugs. I hate plugs.
So why did you pick up so many of them?
Right, my theory about scrapping. Why do I scrap? Well, obviously I get the money from it, but I don't scrap for money. Otherwise, I wouldn't spend as much time micro scrapping.
Yeah.
So I could say I'm helping to save the planet, you know, by micro scrapping. And I don't really think that's got anything to do with it. Just kind of think I've got this bit of a, what was the word? Oh, I can't think of the word. You know, it's like leprechauns and fairies. Superstition. Right, so I've got this little superstitiousness about me, and that is, if I've got something, and partly to do with the hoarding side of it, which is real. I don't collect old news. Well, I have collected old newspapers, but I don't collect many old newspapers. So I've got something. I've picked it up and brought it here. And I still, to convince myself to throw it away, I've got to take anything of any value out of it, right down to its tiniest components. Then I can throw it away. You see? So
right. I'm laughing about Snobby's comment.
Hey, hello, Snobby. So yeah, obviously, I get the money from it. That's a Brucey bonus, isn't it? I don't actually. Oh, do I have to confess I'm not a real scrapper?
I think you've confessed that a lot in the last couple of weeks. I've heard you say this.
Okay, so I'm not a real scrapper, you know.
Not like Snobby. Snobby's a real scrapper.
Yeah, he's a real. I just, if it's, I think my name's gone out that much now that people bring it to me. They can't be bothered taking it to the tip, so they just say, Ian, I've got this, or Ian, do you want this? I never say no. Yes, yes. You don't even know what it is. It don't matter. Yes, I'll have it. And once I've got it, it's then like, is it useful? I end up keeping it. That's like all that lot over there is useful stuff, which will never get used. Keep it for 6 months to 3 years, and then break it up. And I think to yourself, why didn't you break it up the first day you got it? I've got three Dolce Gusto coffee machines in here. Like, why? I've got a proper one in the house that my wife bought me. Why do I need 3 more in here? In case that one in the house breaks, then I can take a bit off that and mend that.
Yeah, I'd be the opposite to you. I don't try to repair anything. I just, whatever I get, it gets scrapped completely. Probably make more money if I repaired some of the stuff rather than scrap it. But
Steel Scrap Kimdall says, why do you scrap? Ian, you're addicted. You can't possibly pass up a good piece of scrap. We're all in the Scrapper, we're all addicted to it, aren't we?
Well, we all have our own vices of it, like different versions. As I said, mine is the e-waste. I don't do any of the other heavier stuff because I don't have anywhere to store it.
Yeah.
So I have to do the smaller stuff.
You need a mystery place to store
Yeah,
it.
you need a neighbour shed.
Yes.
So I do.
You said we've all got our vices, not as many as Snobby's got.
Yes, his stack of batteries there on the way in to his shed.
Oh yes.
Could disappear awful quick.
Raphael's scrap. I've missed a lot of people in chat. I do apologise.
I know I've missed them too, but I'll talk to them in a minute because I'll say I'm only going to spend about another 5 minutes, and then we'll ask anyone up that wants to ask you any questions. They can come onto the panel. So what I'm going to ask you then is the same question about YouTube. What do you like and what do you dislike about YouTube?
Well, what do I like about YouTube? Personally, I can go on YouTube, and it's the font of all knowledge. You want to know how to mend something? There's a video out there showing you how to do it the correct way. And if you want to know even about how they built the pyramids, you can go on there and you can type in pyramids, and it's better than television. That's what I like about YouTube. What I don't like about YouTube is, I'm going to class it as the drama. You know, I'm leaving myself out of this, but I've seen so many instances out there of people just falling out with each other, and sometimes you don't see the reason why. You know, and you think, well, you know, does anyone here know Cab 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he had a right big falling out with certain people. There's lots of others, real big names, but I think the bigger you get, the more likely you're going to attract someone who's just got it in for you for whatever reason they think.
Well, it's like we'd say, I don't want to bring Snobby up, but I'll bring him up on it. It's just that sometimes I watch Snobby's videos, and as soon as he starts his video, there's a thumbs down straight away. So there's obviously someone has it there that as soon as he does his video, they're going to hit the thumbs down. Matthews, I'm not blaming you, but that's just an example. Like it's obviously someone who just has it in for him straight away, because no matter what video he puts up, and it could be only up 30 seconds, and there's a thumbs down straight away. So
well, I get three straight away.
Yeah, I get one. I get one all the time. I don't know where it's from. I don't really care where it's from. You know, it's just, if they have a problem with me, they have a problem with me. But I'm not going to lose any sleep, because again, YouTube for me, and I presume for you as well, because you have a full-time job, is only a pastime. It's only a bit of fun. It's not something I'm looking to make money out of. I like to get monetized just for the sake that I'm monetized. It's more to do with that. Like, as you know, when you start off first at YouTube, when I started first, I go, well, if I get anyone watching any of my videos, it's great. Then I had 10 people watching. I said, geez, that's mighty. Got 50, got 100, got to 500, got to the 1,000. Then I go, geez, it'd be great now if I got to the 4,000 hours. So with the likes of your help and other people who are playing my playlists, I'm getting there.
So everybody out there, he is only less than 600 hours away from 4,000 hours. Now, I'm playing his playlists practically 24/7 at work, sometimes at home as well. So get in there. We can all just bang his playlist on. You can do it like I do it. You can silence him. You don't have to hear him going on and on and on. You're going to get this in acid in you. Take it out of there and just turn it off. Don't listen to it. In fact, you can turn the screen off as well. You don't even have to watch him, but just have it playing in the background. There you go.
Thanks for that, Ian. I'll remember that. But yeah, so I would appreciate it if anyone does play the playlist. I'm not saying you have to, but if you do, I appreciate it. But so YouTube, as I said, is a pastime for me. It's a pastime for you. But for some people out there, it's what they only do. It's their full-time job.
It's life.
It's life to them. So if someone gives them a bit of criticism, it affects them probably more than it would me or you, because we're not relying on YouTube as an income.
I was once, very early days, there was a woman who run a pig farm in the middle of, I'm going to say middle of Texas. I don't know where it was. she was literally 300 miles away from the nearest house, right? And she's comment, and I'm like, yeah, why is a woman in a pig farm raising pigs watching me? And I come to realize she's so far away from reality that she uses YouTube as a window on life because it's real. Television ain't real. Television's acting, unless you're watching a documentary. But YouTube, in the main, is real. And especially if you're watching certain people, they're actually going out. They're showing you the town. They're showing you the area where they live. They're showing you their lifestyle, you know. So it made me realize, to some people, YouTube is actually a lifeline. You've got a lot of people who you know, mental illness is real, and to a lot of people who've got lacking social skills, and yet they can type, so they can interact in chat with people that they don't know without fear of recriminations, because that name could be any name. You don't know here, and they feel safe to interact with you. Of course, on the downside is there's imposters interacting with you because they just want to cause trouble. Trolls, I think they call them.
Yeah, you get the trolls. We've seen like Gil Skills being swatted live and Grant McIntosh being swatted live, which is taking it to the real extreme, you know. But no one has decided to swat you at any, no.
No, not yet. Never been. I've never been in trouble with the police. That only means I've never been caught. That's all.
I was about to just say that just means they haven't caught you yet. Doesn't mean you haven't done anything wrong. It just means you haven't been caught. So I put the link out there. I've put the link out there if anyone wants to come up, but I don't think anyone wants to chat to you at all.
Oh.
So I don't think they want to ask you anything. They probably all know you so well as it is. But one thing now I've noticed about your channel would say is as an Irishman, I noticed this because the drink is involved heavily in your channels. So you would say you have your whiskies and you have your thing. It's a wonder you've never done a segment of whiskey tasting completely, like we say whiskey tasting videos.
It's
mixing it in with videos.
It's coming. It is coming. As you know, it was a very generous subscriber, a friend of a couple of other channels, and a couple of subscribers got together, and I got sent a £300 bottle of whiskey, or brought to me actually a £300 bottle of whiskey, and I was so like, oh God, £300 bottle of whiskey, I can't open that. Maybe on a special occasion, like if I retire, you know, in a number of years' time. And the guy was like, oh wow, I bought him that bottle to drink now, you know, to savour it. So he sent him equally as much money again. So I ended up with a £250 bottle of whiskey given to me. So I have got two very expensive bottles of whiskey, which I am going to do a tasting. When my shed is tidy, it's got the right backdrop, not a load of birds.
So we can look forward to another little segment of your channel, something different.
You see, I've had a bit of an idea. You see, you all know I got sent some whiskey staves, right? Well, I'm thinking if I ask him to send me a lot more, I can actually make a whiskey barrel, and then I can set my whiskies on top of this whiskey barrel, and then just give it that little bit of ambiance. What do you think? We're listening.
I am listening to you. No, I'm just. There was two people in the basement. One of them got kicked off, or not kicked off, but got knocked off somehow. They just disappeared. But we have the other person still here, so I'm going to bring up this person. So I'm going to just change the old picture. Oh, there we go. So, Snobby, anything you'd like to say to the Lord himself?
Hello, buddy.
Evening, gents. All right.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm cool.
Yeah. So is there anything you want to say? Like, we were on about there. I actually mentioned you about it, about when people hit the dislike button for no reason at all, just other than to, I don't know, have a go at someone. To the likes of myself and Ian, I'm not too bothered because it's not my main thing. But I think YouTube is kind of something you put a lot into. You look at YouTube as a you give a lot of time to YouTube, more than I'd give anyhow. I might do one video a week and one live, but you do a lot of YouTube yourself and your wife.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've got a different way of life, haven't we? You know.
Yeah.
So to actually have something as an activity and a hobby that we both enjoy is great. I mean, we've been doing it on and off for many, many years. I mean, you know, my boy's 30 this month. No, 29. My daughter's 30 this year, and boy's 30 this month. And we've been doing it before they were born. You know, just to earn that extra little bit of money, just to maybe have a little bit more of a luxury, maybe, you know. So yeah, and as regards to the thumbs down, at the very beginning, I used to get hurt by them. Yes, and I'm thinking that would probably be a natural thing to get hurt by something that dislikes you, dislikes what you do, whatever the case is. But now they can get that.
Yeah.
Because I really don't care anymore. It really doesn't affect me anymore whatsoever. If they've got a problem by doing that, right, they're the ones with the problem, not me. I don't care. They're the ones with the problem because they're the ones that have to do it.
I get a little upset when they get into like 250, 300.
What, thumbs down?
Yeah. And then I'm thinking, maybe I didn't do something right in that video.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
That comes back to, again, are you making the video for yourself or are you making it for other people then? Because my videos are more myself, and if stuff goes wrong and it gets muddled up and whatever, that's just exactly what has happened. As I was telling Ian earlier, at the moment I'm working on the assets and that with the gold, and I might have 10 jars lined up doing 10 different videos. So while I'm there, I'll shoot all 10 different videos segments together, and then today I picked up the wrong jar and I put the wrong stuff in and it went wrong. And that'll be in the video. I won't bother hiding it because it's what has happened to me. It's not, I'm doing the video to show what I do every day. And if I was doing it for other people, I'd edit that out and I'd pretend it never happened. You know? So if that's why I don't really care if I get the thumbs down or thumbs up. I like the thumbs up. Okay, everyone likes thumbs up. But if I get the thumbs down, I'm not too bothered. Because at the end of the day, it was a video I done and that's what happened. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. You know? I
mean, it is different. Once you're monetized, they've got to watch the advert to come in to leave the thumbs down anyway. So, you know, they've had to come in, give you, you know, a little bit of a money thing, whatever it is, you know, and then give you a thumbs down. But really, it would be much better that these people that like to give thumbs down, they have to leave a reason in the comment sections why. And that would be much fairer for everybody.
Yeah.
You could come up with a little button, poor content, poor this, poor that. Oh, they could content, whatever. And they just could tick it and it'd give you an idea.
Yeah.
But you're not going to please everyone.
No.
At all. Hello, Rafael.
Welcome, ladies and gents.
Matt Stone was trying to get up there, and every time I tried to put him up, it cut him off. So he's either having a problem with his internet or his phone or whatever he's on.
Snobby, I have to ask you a question. How did you suss it was me?
Oh, come on now. Can't you tell by my name? Look.
Yeah, but he had a little toffee hammer. It weren't even a proper hammer.
Yeah, but that's all he's got. He's only an e-way scrapper, and he won't have a big.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm like typing on the community page, trying to throw you off, saying, I'll show you what a proper hammer is when I come on after the guest.
Anyway, ladies and gents, I guess today this is the night where we're supposed to question Ian, right?
Yes.
So,
Ian,
welcome, Ralph. Ian, question for you. What is the address of your shed with e-waste?
Number 7, Hobgoblin Road,
Hogwarts.
You get away by catching the 13 3/4 platform.
Just
No worries.
talking, while Raphael brought that up actually about the e-waste. Are you ever going to do anything with it, or are you just going to hoard it? No, not. This is a serious question. Like, do you plan on ever selling it, recycling it, or what do you plan on doing it?
Me?
Yeah.
Right. My scrapyard, when e-waste started kicking off, my scrapyard would pay £300 a tonne for e-waste. Circuit boards. So I waded in. And I was like, oh, nice. That's better than Iron Alley. It's almost the price of really low-grade aluminium. So it was good. And then they dropped it down to Iron Alley price, and it was only picking up, 10.
Okay, Ian, I got advice for you according to your e-waste. You don't need to process it yourself. You don't need to do so much with it. Only just watch few of our videos, those e-waste scrappers, and learn how to sort it out. And one day your scrapyard will separate it to at least 3 categories.
Yes.
And that will be huge difference with the price.
That's, at the moment, I've got a big issue behind me, Big issue. Anyway.
What, shower curtain?
If I get a circuit board, I know it's got value to it. And there is one in particular I'm going to send you because I took it off. It's just all gold. And I'm thinking, Raphael will like that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I will not complain.
But he's like, sooner or later, he's like, I've not got the time at the moment. I take the copper off straight away. Maybe take the aluminium off. Sometimes the moss bash will get the copper going. I take the copper off. But I know that the rest of it's got value. So it's like, sooner or later.
You take the copper out, you take the alu out. That's perfectly good move. Because when you got like telecom stuff or high grade board, and it's populated with the aluminium and copper, it's degraded the price to the low grade or
Right.
power board. If you get rid of all the alu and copper and let's say capacitors out of it, you left out only IC chips and so some good stuff, then it will be like more mid grade or even high grade.
Yeah. And of course, over here in the UK, there's no e-board outlet. Apart from a guy reached out to me 2 weeks ago. He's in Cardiff and he's saying he will buy circuit boards. He'll buy them. So I can send that 1 ton bag to him. He said he'll separate it and he will pay me what it's worth. And trust him. So
And that's the first step, That's the first step, first contact. So you need to watch at the beginning, but yeah, as well as far as you don't have any issue with trusting the guy. Anyway, just laying at your shed, so why not to make some space,
in a way, the trust is yes, because let's say I sent him this bag and he only paid me £80 a ton, nothing, £50 a ton.
Yeah, that's the price for the low grade. So.
I'd spread him all over here and all over Scrap Chat.
Hmm.
And that wouldn't do him any good, would it? So
yeah,
Scrap Chat. You brought up the great Scrap Chat, Ian. So now that you've brought up Scrap Chat, I don't know, is Snobby on it? Snobby, are you on Scrap Chat?
I don't think Snobby's on Facebook.
No. Okay.
No.
Okay. Well, we'd say, for instance, today, Scrap Chat is one of these interesting Facebook pages that would be. You have every sort of character on it. You have your chancers, you have your genuine guys, you have your messers, yeah, you name it, they're on that.
You got your pretenders.
Pretenders, yeah, you name it. You have your lurkers, who are me, who just stay off and just watch everything. But today, as Ian will vouch, there was a person came on to one of the threads and they put up something that any normal person will know they're not going to get a right answer from. If you could put to a scrap man who's a real scrap man and who's doing it for a living, how much do you earn a week? He's never going to tell you.
A day.
A day. How much do you earn in a day?
He was foreign, wasn't he, as well? He was from Poland.
Yeah, but how much do you earn in a day?
Oh,
So-
so damn Polish.
Guys earn a day.
Yeah. he was never going to get a straight answer there. So I seen a certain Mr. Matthews had given him an answer.
And my answer was, you know, the Inland Revenue's been asking me that for quite a while.
But no, we'll go back to the scrap and while I have Snobby on as well, we're just talking about the scrap. So Snobby, you're doing it as kind of a full-time sort of thing, is it?
No.
All right, I thought you were.
I could possibly,
Okay.
but you know, for the amount of pace that I put into it, you know, I'm not no rushy type. I'm not rushing it. You know, I've stripped some cable today. That's it. That's all I've done.
Yeah, I seen that video with your nice little find of cable.
Yeah, in fact, I've done a 2-hour live stream off the phone today. My first one ever.
Yeah,
Oh, yes,
I
thanks
missed that.
for that and distracting me off work.
Yes, thank yourself. I was
You
just finished my break, so I was all right. I just stretched it.
You know,
When
I
was
mean,
that? I haven't
Well-
seen any sign of that.
Well, he done it today. I got a notification about 20 minutes after he'd finished. It notified me that he was live.
yeah. See, that's the first time I've done it, and in honesty, it didn't go as planned as I thought I had it, because then when it uploaded, right, I then realised once I came to the PC that I hadn't monetized it, but I thought I had through the phone, but I hadn't. So also I had it for not restricted in any way, shape or form, which I thought I'd done. So when I came back to the laptop here to check things out, I then had to change a few things over because it said it had already been manually reviewed and been limited. Okay, so I was like, well, a little bit disappointed about that. So then I changed a few things around. I sort of unmonetized it, went to the settings, changed all the things around that I should have done in the first place, but it doesn't give you the real options on the phone. So I had to come back, changed a few things about. I left it 5 minutes, then went back to it, monetized it, and then it said, oh, I can then throw it in for a manual review myself. So I've thrown it in for manual review. I don't know whether it's been reviewed yet or whatever, but generally, that's another thing regarding that comes back on the thumbs downs, because obviously there are people out there that either take a dislike to you through one thing or another, and then actually flag your streams, which then means I have to then manually review every single live stream now. I have to fill out a questionnaire with a load of questions, load of options, which I completely ignore because they're completely irrelevant to me and my streams. They're very, very clean. There's hardly any swearing, there's hardly any cussing or anything like that. So generally, within a half an hour of me finishing a live stream, they're actually fully monetized.
I think you can scroll straight to the bottom of those questions.
That's what I do.
And says none of the above.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I do. But then it comes back. But generally what happens is throughout the stream, 10, 15 minutes into the stream, I have to click back.
Click to unmonetize. Yeah.
Straight in for manual review straight away. And generally, sometimes even before the stream's ended, it's fully monetized, or within half an hour, it's then fully monetized. Because if it doesn't get monetized for say 24 hours, 48 hours, that's quite a lot of revenue you've actually lost on the live stream. Because trust me, within 48 hours,
it's about 5 pence.
Oh no,
it's about a shilling.
No. Because in a 3-hour live stream, I might put nearly 20 adverts in, right?
Wow.
Yes, because you can guarantee on my live streams there is at least 50 views on it within 48 hours, right? That's revenue that I've lost straight away.
50 views? You have more than 50 views in 48 hours on your stream, because you get an awful lot of people into your stream.
You know, Irish after finishing.
Oh, after. Sorry.
After. That's after.
Okay.
Because obviously there's people all over the world that click into it, and even though they want to learn English, obviously I'm the best speaking English person on panel right now, you know, because they can't understand the people from North or that type of thing, you know. So they click onto mine, watch it. I find it very difficult when you've got someone like Ian on panel. But that's revenue. That's revenue that you're losing out on. So then I have to then open up another account and just let it watch itself and let it just run all the adverts fully and all that type of thing. Because if, you know, so I don't lose out on that 5 pence.
I like that idea. Although when I'm running his 24 hours a day at work,
I am also running his now.
Also running mine.
Now, that leads me on to something else, because that's great and that's fantastic, right? That his live stream is being run. But when he actually gets to his 4,000 hours, at the end of it, that's going to really give him some red arrows down, because his analytics, because these guys watching it, yeah, when you stop watching it afterwards, he gets his 4,000 hours, his analytics are blown apart. And then he's got to work really hard to start getting them arrows from red down to green up.
True.
You know, and it is a good idea that you watch his stuff, but it doesn't do him and his channel any good.
Okay, I'm quitting you when I get working tomorrow.
I mean, he's only got 600 hours to get, which is nothing. That's absolutely nothing now. You know, I can remember a little while ago, he needed, you know, probably a couple of thousand. So
I needed 2,000. I was 2,600 away 2 months ago.
there you go. So you've done over 2,000 hours. But if you was to look at your arrows once you finally sorted out, it don't do you any favour.
Yeah, well, see, again, I'm not really looking to make money on it. I just want to get one of them things to say, I've done that, I've got monetized. Whether I make anything out of it or don't, is a side thing. Ian is showing off his bit of copper again.
I want to know, Snobby, what would you have done with that? You've just taken that off. What would you have done with it?
That's a very, very good question. By the looks of it, I did hear you say beforehand that it'd probably shape into a nice scorpion with a little set of tin snips, and you could probably shape that tail end up with tin snips and that, you know, and make a nice scorpion.
I would get some copper wire, some thick gauge copper wire, and go around one of the segments and have two pieces that stick out as the legs, and do that on
antennas as well out here, yeah.
Yeah, sure. And maybe if you have some small pliers, you can use those as the fangs, the grips.
You know, as you take all those ideas together, use the wire and use the tin snips and connect some of the thingy together, and put one tiny place for padlock, you can make chastity belt for men.
Yeah, also that.
I have another question for Snobby now. While he's still on.
I could probably have to cut it off about here, though.
Okay. Snobby, quick question here. How long would you spend? Now, you're probably one of the ones that would edit your videos a lot more than myself and Dean Matthews would do anyhow. I don't know about Raphael. He does a bit of editing, I think, but and Ralph might do a small bit, but I think you do the most amount of it. How long would you spend? Would say your video is a half an hour. How long do you spend editing?
Right. One thing I've really tried to stay away from is doing long videos. I am concentrating right now on between 11 and 13-minute videos. That is it. No longer, no shorter. You know, now and again there might be one that's 20, 25 minutes, but they're very, very rare. For me, the analytics are always going to say only half of it's been watched, and that's purely because obviously I might get 100 people that have watched that video in full from start to finish, but the other 100 are YouTube bots. You know, that they click onto your video, right? Yeah. They just literally click on it, and they're the ones that give you the no retention time. So
yeah, they're the ones leave that comment, thumbs up.
Yes.
Sorry?
Do you get that bot that keeps saying thumbs up?
I only get one that's muriatic acid, which
that's one.
That's a bot, isn't it? You know,
yeah, and I only ever give it a thumbs up and a love art. That one, that is it. I don't reply to them at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't matter how long your videos are. I'm just trying to get people just to watch 12 minutes, and that sometimes is difficult because the retention times of somebody's brain, they're drifting off. You know.
Yeah, but if you're into scrapping or e-waste or whatever, I'll watch that video all the way through because it's what I'm interested in. But you'll always get the person then who is just will come on and watch a bit, and then they go, this is not for me, and they're going to log off anyhow. You know, so you're always going to have that no matter what. Like I say, if I watch people's videos, now there's certain videos I'll watch, certain videos, and again, I might get halfway through and I go, nah, this is not for me. But it's if it's anything to do with scrap or e-waste, I'm going to watch that all the way through because it's what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
You know what, Irish, this is no rules if you are interested in e-waste. Because, for example, me, myself, sometimes I just find out some cool e-waste movie from someone, and in the halfway, I just get bored or get busy with something else. So I just stop it and, yeah, move along. But at the other day, I can sit and watch the half hour or 1 hour movie without any blink. On the next day, when I have something in back of my hand, what I have to do or something, then I watch like 50 minutes and yeah, okay, that's enough. See ya.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the videos they take, however long they take, I don't like going past 15 minutes. I hear 15 minutes is very good analytical wise. That's what YouTube push, videos that are 15 minutes or over. I don't think I can hold people's attention for 25 and 30 minutes. But then again, it all depends on what you're doing.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm watching a build video, I know what they're building because they've shown the thing at the beginning. Okay. So sometimes I will just skip through to see how they've got round to certain points.
Now, here's one that Paul has asked. That question there for anyone that's monetized. Oh, hold on, let me get it here. Anyone that's monetized, can you answer that question? If you skip the ads, does the channel still get paid?
I don't think so. I think you have to.
I don't think so either. No.
I think you have to watch it a minimum of about 15 seconds before you get any revenue from it. But it depends on what platform you're watching it on. Because the snob will tell you, when you click you want adverts, if you're watching it on a PC, you've got the side banners as well. And you can't get rid of them. The fact that they've been shown, you're getting a certain amount of money for them. Hiya, Dusty.
Hiya.
Hi, Dusty.
Hello, everyone.
And then you've got the ones where you can't skip them at the bottom. So
True, but if you're using your phone, you have no ability to skip it at all.
And
No.
tell me this, you guys that are monetized, we'd say certain videos, I look at this, we'd say a video might come on and Ian, well, I think it was your one last night, it had a one minute ad before it.
wow.
And then, hold on. And then another video that I was watching from you had a 4-minute ad. So
Yes.
at the start. So tell me, do you set them times or is that just done by YouTube?
It's all done by YouTube.
I was pushing that 4-minute ad. I was saying Ian Matthews put on that on purpose now. 4 minutes of this.
You can only put you have only choice if you will allow to your viewers to skip that or not.
Oh no, but it was still allowing me to skip it, but I still watched the 4 minutes. I said it's Ian Matthews. I'll give him the 4-minute ad.
Well, to be quite honest, some of the adverts are better than the video. So,
Some adverts are also longer than the video.
yeah. So that listed A, for example, and normally it comes up, do you want monetized? Yes. And then I usually go to that one and click off the non-skippable ads. I don't want people to have to sit there and watch an ad. For the revenue you get, you're losing a penny, not even a penny.
What
So-
are these ads you speak of?
Right, so I usually say, yeah, because you've got ad blocker on, so it doesn't really matter, does it?
Indeed. I haven't seen ads in over 10 years.
You know what? Anyway, no matter what ad you got, guys, because anyway, as far your video doesn't get like 1,000 or 2,000 views right away, then you will not see almost any money. I just see it at mine because when you get when your video gets like, let's say 1,000 views or clicks, then you will see, let's say maybe 2, 3, up to £5.
Dollars, yeah, dollars.
Same.
This is quite close, so no difference basically.
I have tried to analyze it. I have seen some videos where I've got
You know,
I've got 1,000 views, and straight away I've got $3. And I've got another video that's had 1,000 views, and I've only got $1.
You know, Ian, you got it in your analytics. There is exactly the price for 1,000 clicks for your video.
Yeah, there's so many variables. If it's shown in the Americas, or shown in the USA, shown in other parts of the countries.
Yeah.
But
Anyway, let's go back to questioning Ian. Ian, buddy, little test for you. Boom. E-waste test. What you see in here? You see copper. You see alu for sure. What grade of that will be?
Color of the board.
I think
You know
yes,
he's
exactly. I
doing
knew it. He pulled an Ian Matthews.
Really?
He made you bigger.
I could not resist that. I couldn't resist it. So,
He just made it by how do you call that?
It's only Ian
By
Matthews.
addict.
did anybody guess that was going to happen?
I knew
Yes.
it was going to happen straight away.
Yeah.
I saw it. I thought, oh no.
He's just here. And then everyone was waiting for you to answer. And I said, he's not even here. He's gone.
So, Ian, what's your answer for that circuitry?
I didn't see it because I'd clicked off. Show me again, and I won't leave.
So now guess. Now you have to guess.
I didn't even see what you showed me. Okay. What is it? Oh,
Who cares? What is it? PCB. How you grade it? Is it high grade, low grade, mid grade? Some goodies on it or just trash?
I would say it's just trash. I just whip off the copper, the aluminium. It's a brown board, so it's not really. There's no gold on that. That's low grade.
Okay.
Oh, well, it's green and it's got a lot of IC chips on it. And
Sorry, I was just reading comments there. So hold on.
I'm still here, don't panic. No, that's going to be mid-grade.
Close to, but that's gonna be high grade, Ian.
Well, I can't tell. Are them gold?
Oh,
Yes,
they
they
are
are.
gold legs. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't tell it. My camera's too bright.
Okay. One more.
It's like show and tell.
Ooh, I've got one that's got more gold on than that. Wow. Hell, I needed my welding glasses.
I will give you low grade price for that, Raphael.
Right, yeah. Show me that
That's
again.
military grade.
You just show me that again. That's better. I can see it now.
That will be high grade as far you remove those big spools of copper in here. This is the junk, and here few alu caps and few more spools.
You know,
So if you
I
remove that, that will be high grade. Other than that,
I have to
it's
say, Raphael, that was very disturbing the way you had your fingers like that. And you was going like this. That was very disturbing.
and I enjoy that, Ian. Believe me.
Hey, Michael Clinton is in the house. Hello, Michael.
Welcome, Michael. I've just said hello to a few people in the chat because I've been ignoring them. Who came in there? I said it. Paul Chartall was in. Ro is still there. He's scrapping out and listening to us in the background. Gav out and about. Mo Homesteading. Jason Hughes. Mark Stone, who was up on the panel, but it's something wrong with the computer. Internet keeps kicking off. Mike Curious Life was there as well. So anyone that I've missed, sorry about that, guys, because I was just busy chatting to the people on the panel. So I do apologize if I've missed you. Put something in the comments again. I'll mention you. Justy Blanche, forgot about her. He's there.
Tell you what, and what a nice panel it is too. I wish we was all in a pub together having a drink.
It might be a good while before we see that yet.
Yeah, I wish, because I have nothing to drink in the house.
Not me. But I can have a Coca-Cola.
That's going to end up not so good for the pub owner, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think me and him could we could tip the balance. I think.
Well, yeah. If the whiskeys come out, I'll get rid of them quick for you.
You could drink me and Ralph quota.
No, guys. We will keep you fresh and sober, so Ian and Irish could get drunk the owner of the pub. I can get drunk the bartender, and you guys this time cut away all the copper and brass from those beer valves.
Yeah.
Cruiser Mac and bringing up the one eye.
Cruiser Mac, welcome. So there was something I was going to say there to was it Snobby again, and it's gone out of my head what I was going to ask him.
I was going to actually ask you something.
You shouldn't be asking him any questions because he should be your next mystery guest.
Well, I'll have him at some stage up because every week this person that's meant to be on this week keeps pushing off to next week. So,
well, unfortunately, you'd have to see my manager, and there'd have to be a contract written up and everything like that first. I mean, it's just a half an hour interview.
Yeah, just half an hour interview.
Well, you can email Dusty Blonde, you know. Anyway, what I was going to say, right, was at the moment, Scrap and Irish, how many videos have you got to date?
120, I'd say.
And how many live streams have you got to date?
Possibly 10.
10. So the moment you become monetized, you are going to have to go over that 110 videos and monetize them, place adverts in throughout them, because people are still going to click on them and watch them.
Mm-hmm.
So that 110 videos, you know, if that takes anything from 10 to 15 minutes per video to fully monetized and do all the computer work and add in the adverts and everything like that, 110 videos, that's almost a day to do them. If you're really quick, you could get it done a lot quicker. Then you'll have to go over your live streams and then monetize them and put adverts in them.
Yeah, I went the wrong way about doing this. I went doing videos and kept doing videos and kept doing videos, and I should have done what you did after you went and got your hours up first and then got your subscribers up.
I think that was a very astute decision.
It was very good, and that's advice for anyone out there that is thinking about trying to get monetized: is get your hours up first and then get your subscribers up. Don't be rushing for the subscribers. Get the hours done first, because as Snobby was saying there, if you have a lot of videos done like what I have done, when I do get monetized, it's a lot more work again going back and redoing all them videos for the monetization.
Yeah, Merc Storm wants to know, can he ask us a question? Can he come up and ask a question?
He can, but every time he comes up, it for some reason it either there's internet or something happens. So Mark, if the link is still there, hold on. Let me put the link back in, and we'll ask you as soon as you come up. You can ask the question in case you get kicked off straight away. Again, in case something happens and you get knocked off.
Well, that's I mean, interesting what you said there, but see, I didn't have to go through that 1,000 subscriber thing and 4,000 hours. I was already monetized before that happened.
Hold on, Mark is in the basement. We'll let him up to ask the question in case his internet goes again. Let me get him up. Mark.
Hello, man.
Welcome back.
Hello. I've been waiting all day. Just been waiting all day for this.
Now, what's your question you're going to ask us?
Ian, who's your best YouTuber? Who's your favourite YouTuber?
That's like picking your favourite child.
No, not me.
Whose video do I watch as soon as it comes out? That's what you mean, don't you?
No, who's your best YouTuber?
Yeah, whose video I watch as soon as it comes out without fail? It's going to be somebody called POC, Poor Old Chap.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say,
I've never actually come across that person.
What's
What's
your...
his videos about, Ian?
He's an old guy, right? Really down south, lives on the sea somewhere. And what he don't know is not worth knowing. I get the impression he used to do something about electrics and electronics way back in the day. He knows everything about radio, hams. He can mend anything. He's into boating. Poor Old Chap, he's called.
Okay.
He's well watching.
That's actually a good question. I'm going to ask everyone that question on the panel. That's actually a good question, Mark. So, Snobby, what's your first video? We'd say when it comes out, you go, I have to watch that video. From who?
Well, to answer that one truthfully, I don't. Obviously, videos are released and uploaded daily. And I generally watch my videos the first couple of hours before Dusty gets up. So it's done and out of the way. So whoever's video has been loaded up, there is no prioritization. I just click that first one that came to me.
Yeah, it is a hard question, that really.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't really know. I just read what Romantic said in the chat there. No, I'm not going back to monetize my old videos. Just push on with the new stuff, right? Well, for me, right, one of my best videos today, right, which was done last October, was nothing to do with scrap whatsoever. It was a 40th anniversary mod day at Brighton, right? And since that time, in the last, I'm going to say the last 2 months, I reckon, it's done over 1,000 views. So, you know, when you say not to monetize the old stuff, I think it's very important to monetize the old stuff.
I think it is, yeah.
Because you could have that one video that could literally go viral, and, you know, it gets you thousands of views. That's got nothing to do with that.
There is tiny secret about how you sort out your video at your channel. I did play with that for a while. You know, at some time I keep, you know, as you jump into my channel, you got my, let's say, playlist, all uploads, and so on, so on, so on. And as far you play sorting on which supposed to show up first, the newest upload, or the most popular. So that's make huge difference.
Well, I set mine to the last video that comes up is going to be the first one in the row. I just set it that way, and if I want, I can change it when I want to go monetize, and I can.
You know, Irish. I find out it is good from time to time. Change it for a few weeks because you get different audience every week, and you know, if you hold it, for example, for 1 month, from newest, so the people who jump into your channel always see newest stuff. But when you switch, for example, after 4 weeks to the most popular, so the first thing what they will see your best videos or most viewed videos. And after a few more weeks, you switch again, and you see the difference.
It keeps dropping out, Mark. So there must be something somewhere.
That's interesting, that, Raphael. I mean, that boils down to the question of why you're on YouTube in the first place, or what you want out of it. Yeah, I don't deal with anything like that. It's, I put it up, you watch it, you don't watch it, end of story.
Yeah, and I'm kind of that way. That if you watch it, you watch it. If you don't, you don't. Because again, as I say, YouTube, I'm never going to make big money out of YouTube. I know that.
I did look at adding these end cards where, you know, people, as you get to the end of the video, it shows, oh, watch this video, or oh, watch that video.
Yeah, those help.
Stuff. This is cool stuff, but some time ago I did stop that somehow.
Well, I still do the in videos. I still do the in videos and the cards. I just do them because it's, as you're uploading the video, it's the same thing to click it. It doesn't take any more time really because your video is processing.
You know, Scrapping Irish, you know, yesterday's upload, okay?
Yeah.
The one where I put the double rating in, just to catch people out, you know?
Someone's microphone is turned on or something there, is there? No, it's okay.
So anyway, that video, okay, I thought, I'll tell you what, I'll do a nice thumbnail, a before and after. And I spent an hour on Canva trying to make a thumbnail with one side and captions. In the end, I quit that and just went into Paint. And that's why you've just got that video.
I use Paint still for my thumbnails and my banner and everything. And I have some templates which I can use to pop in text. And I got the thumbnail basically ready. And all I have to do is add in some pictures and type in the text. And then save it as a different thing and still have the original. So that's why all my thumbnails basically look the same.
So that's why my thumbnails are generally me, because I allow YouTube to choose the thumbnail. And I just look at the three and go, oh, that one is better. I can't be bothered going into all that. You know?
Yeah.
But you got no possibility to edit it further, like add text or whatever, or even your logo or something like that.
Well, it's there again. I suppose if I wanted to push my channel, I would look at that aesthetics part of it. You know,
I totally get what you're saying. Then you're gonna just make video, push it out, and that's it. If people watch it, that's good. If not, so who cares? But as far you make a channel at the YouTube and you got some kind of success, you enjoy doing that. So why not to go a little bit further, right?
Yeah, you're right. But that takes a certain finite amount of time. Now,
Agree.
I've got behind me, I've got stuff in here, I've got scrap in, I've got a microwave in. It's been in here 2 months. That microwave should have come on that night and got stripped and gone. That whatever the other night,
because you're gonna make that video, right?
Yeah, he should have come in. It should have got stripped that night and gone. In, out, in, out. That's scrapping. That's making money. And then YouTube comes along. And YouTube is like, oh, look at this. Look at these hair dryer hoods. I can make a video of these. I'll store them for 3 months before I get around to doing it. And that's like everything behind me is an upcoming YouTube video. And it gets you down and you think, I'm just going to scrap the stuff. You know, just scrap it. And why do I have to make a video of it? You know?
You know what, Ian? You're gonna get it anyway. Another piece to make the video. So scrap it all. You know, I got a big pile just right here. What you cannot see right now. On my right side. There's
I'm just after noticing something there. I'm after noticing Snobby has got my cap on his head. I just spotted it there now.
Oh.
Whoa.
So I don't
Well, as you know, Iris, there's some homeless guy in Manchester wearing yours.
Well, he's wandering around Manchester, but I'm not getting any subs from it. He's not doing a good job.
Your baseball jacket, that's in my wardrobe. And the other app that you sent me, I'm keeping that safe somewhere.
You don't have a clue where it is, just offline, will you?
I don't know.
It's quite funny. The first time I heard of Scrapping Iris's merch was on Pusa Studios, because they were promoting your merch whenever you came up. I thought, Scrapping Iris, oh, that must be a really big YouTuber. He must be in the thousands of views on every video. And with that professional merch, he's spending a lot of money. And then I went to take a look, and I was like... But yeah, still very cool merch. Very cool merch.
No, but as far for such a small YouTuber and got so many merch and such a stuff, that was big choose.
Well, you see, at the start, I was like, I'd say everyone else that got into YouTube. I thought, this is easy. You're going to do it and put a bit of merch out there, and people are going to buy your merchandise. And then after about 2 months, I discovered YouTube doesn't work that way.
Oh, you got it so wrong. You got it so wrong. It's not having it and giving it everybody. It's having it and not giving it anybody. It's having it and keeping hold of it and making it rarer than rocking horse shit. That's the secret.
Ian, buddy, and then the people lose interest.
Yes,
Tell me this, right, you have nearly 9,000 subscribers, Ian.
Yes.
On your average videos, how many people watch it?
I bet 9
within 48 hours, 1,000.
That's good, because they reckon that the big subscribers only get 10% as well.
And then by the end of the week, it'll top out at 1,500.
Okay, so you are getting over the 10%, well over the 10% watching it.
Depending on sort of like the topic, if it's like mail call, it'll only get 600 and odd, maybe creep up to 800-900. I don't think people watch mail calls much. You know, they just go,
Well, it depends on what you're getting. If it's something really special, then check out what Ian Matthews has got. You know, the word gets around.
And I guess,
guess.
it's much less than 10% of the people who ask Ian for sticker get them.
Yeah, that's much less. Yes.
Snobby, what's your subscriber count at the moment?
I believe 1537.
And what would your average? You're getting more than 10. You're getting well more than 10% watching your videos.
Yeah, that's nice.
that's good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Well, I've sort of seen it as almost like a ladder tier system. Right, they're never ever going to push somebody unless they've got something really phenomenal, right? You're just going to be on the same gravy train as everybody else. The more content you put out, regardless if you actually get true subscribers watching it, YouTube are still going to make your numbers creep up, right? To encourage you to carry on doing it. So at the moment, when I first, say if I go back 2 months, I was hoping to get 200 views within 24-hour period, because it gives you the charts and it gives you what your old videos have done. And it's funny that when you get to number 1, right, you get this little bling bling thing come out. Oh, congratulations, this is your best video so far. Brilliant. And then when you put another one out, it doesn't quite reach there. And you think, oh, I wonder why that is.
Yeah.
Well, it's YouTube controlling your channel.
Yeah.
It's YouTube controlling it. And it's funny, you know, because the video that I've just put out on Sunday, wow, within the first 3 hours, that was right up at number 1. So I've got all the little blingy things coming up. Oh, congratulations, blah, blah, blah. But then as the hours went on, it still held first position for a few hours, probably about 6. And then all of a sudden, it's dropped into second. And lo and behold, after 10 hours, it then drops into third. But it's held in third. I think it's back into second at the moment, only by 1 view. I mean, 1 view. But and then you get these graphs that change from like having 200 views to now 300 views, you know, and it won't be long as subscriber numbers go up from YouTube, the actual views go up as well.
And you find you put your video out the same day every week, or do you change it around? Like we say today, you've done a live, which you wouldn't have done before.
No, I've never done a live before. That's the first time. I have done live streams on the laptop before, but
never done one on the phone, like how?
Yeah, first one off the phone, and I have tried to be finding a little slot where it's quiet, which I found. Well, I shouldn't really say it, but I found a little slot on a Sunday that I dropped one out. I'm not the only one that drops ones out on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And then I drop one out on. I like to do a Thursday or a Wednesday. You know.
You know, Snobby, there is like one option at your analytics as you go from your PC. Then you see the exactly time when most of your viewers using YouTube. I don't know if you see that.
Yeah, I mean,
I've seen this. I've seen people who schedule their uploads so they will tie in with the American just after tea business, and they'll sat down, they've had the tea, right, what's on YouTube? Oh, I'll watch that. Yeah. I'm going to be honest, I know I might sound complacent, not patronizing, but
no, Ian, I mean totally different things. I mean totally different things, buddy.
Yeah, I look at them analytics. I don't really understand them. I don't want to understand them. I don't think they mean a thing in the first place. Every time I put a video out, 75% of my views are not from subscribers. So what's the bleeding point? If I've got 1,000 views and 750 of them are from browsers, I've only got 250 of 9,000 subscribers watching a video.
Well, there I was giving you your praise for your 10%, and all along you're only getting 0.15%.
Yeah, it's a load of crap, to be honest.
But from the other side, would be good to understand how it works. You know what I mean?
I'm like I set my videos. We say I do my live every Monday, and I used to put my video out on a Tuesday, but Raphael told me, which was good advice, they don't put the video out too soon after your live because you get all the numbers all in one bunch, and then for the rest of the week they'll start to drop off. So then I changed my videos to coming out on a Thursday, and it kind of keeps it steady across the week, the views, which I find works good for me. So I keep my live on a Monday and my my video on a Thursday, unless the person I'm interviewing can't come up on a Monday, and then I might have to change it, to suit. But again, it's some days I don't care about it, and some days I go, geez, I'd like to get a few more. It's just kind of, I don't know. It's one of them things.
Yeah, I did 3 videos over this weekend.
Yeah,
because well, I do Fridays. I finish at work early, 12 o'clock on a Friday. Come on, do the shopping. I'm in here 2:30 playing. First of all, I'm going to get rid of something. The idea is get rid of something. Find the biggest thing that's taking up space in here that I've kept because I want to video it. Get it out the way, and that's what I did. And then Saturday it was like, well, what's the next biggest thing? Get rid of that. I don't care about whether or not I should order release one every 3 days and allow people to watch the first one. This is now becoming, space is more important to me than YouTube watch time views. It's like, do it and people will watch it if they want. I know I sound so blasé again. People will watch it if they want to watch it. They won't.
Ian, we have seen your shed from different angles, and yeah, I totally understand why you putting this space over the YouTube.
Oh, I did hear, or I might have even watched a video. You get these YouTube recommended videos, actually YouTube videos, not creators.
Yeah.
And regarding the notifications that you've now got out there tonight, I noticed earlier on that you'd already used your community page way before your live stream, right?
Yeah.
Now, the problem that I see with that, right, is that YouTube are going to push that, right? But then when you click the live button and you're going to go live, that's not pushed as hard because they'll only do it once for you in a 24-hour period.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I sometimes do it. My community page, sometimes I don't even do it. I don't use it. I just use my actual 24-hour gap period that I've created just to push out the live notification that I'm going live.
Wow.
Then that gets pushed out there harder. And someone like Dusty may well do it for me, or Ali Mac might do it, and some others might do it as well,
Yeah.
Because they know that they're not going to be releasing a video within the next 24-hour period.
I do like the fact that if you're savvy enough, you can manipulate YouTube or Google to help your channel grow. I do like that idea,
Yeah. The YouTube videos are there for you to watch. They are there. It's just a matter of clicking onto them and going through them. They're only very, very short videos, but they're all quite, easy to understand and that. And sometimes I do spend like an hour or two just watching these promotional videos from YouTube.
And you do find they help your channel when you're doing it. You have seen the results, like.
Yeah. I mean, right now, obviously, we're going through a very, very dodgy time right now with YouTube. The staff not being there and things like that. Because I was only saying this to Dusty the other day. Yesterday actually. If I go back 3 months when I was doing live streams for 3 hours long, I was getting 500-600 views. Right now, I'm lucky if I get 350 views on the same live stream. Sometimes even more people in the live stream. So something's not quite there. I don't know whether it's because the YouTube bots ain't being put in because there's no staff members there, or they've actually gone like that and taken them out at the moment. It's like
I've noticed the sub counts are really messed up at the moment, because we'd say this week I had +10, then -10, +10 again, then -10. It was like just giving it to you 10 one day, take them off the next day, give them back the next day, take them off the next day. So for the whole week, I increased by 10, but I had increased by 10 4 times and decreased by 10 3 times.
Well, I know the last 3
So-
videos I put up. Scrap Kingdom was one of them. Were commenting. First person to comment and going, what would they say? Something like, no views but 14 likes. You know, and then the next person would comment and say, 23 views but no likes, or something like that. 23 likes but no views. He says, so there is something messed up somewhere.
Yeah, there is, and I think Snobby could be right. It's to do with the staff numbers being down and them being more ran by the computers, and no one actually checking over to see, well, are they really 10 subscribers or were they not 10 subscribers?
I'll ask Snobby a question then.
Last few months, I did check it out. Actually, after it's happened, I was about 20 plus each month, something like that, about 20.
Yeah.
And last 2 months, no, sorry, not 2 months. Last month, I was not gain even 1. I just go down like 30 without gaining anything. But now, after some time, I begin to be a little bit worried about that and look at the analytics and so on and just make my own counting. And yeah, now they just begin to coming back again.
Well,
But
I
that's
had a good boost this month. When I had Moose Scrapper on in the interview, I did get a good boost. My sub numbers are up 50 this month so far. So that I put that down to people from his channel who watched me interviewing him and then decided, well, I'll give this book a go and see what he's like. So I might lose them next month. I might go, oh no, this wasn't for me at all.
I don't know. I don't think people actually unsubscribe. Once they subscribe, I think it's a little bit of a, like unfriending somebody on Facebook. I think it's just a step too far. But
if they don't watch your videos for a long time, I think YouTube will just take them off anyway automatically.
I don't think they do.
Last time I got e-waste ban at my channel for a while, and then I just saw it. Look, wow, is it? No, it's impossible. Someone just come by his name, so I just say hello and that's it. Then the people in the chat realize that and begin to speak with him. And is that you? Is that you? And yeah. Anyway, before we all realize he just gone.
Raphael, go into your analytics and
that's help a little bit.
Yeah, go into your subscribers, right? And the ones that at least let you know they've subscribed to you. And then do it by highest subscriber count first.
Yeah.
And I did that once. And it's like, wow, there's a guy there, like 225,000 subscribers subscribed to me. And you're like, wow, that's it's like a big boost. You never see him comment in the chats at all, ever. And it makes you wonder, does he actually ever watch? Or is it just, he just saw one video, subscribed, and that was it.
That's why it was so surprising for me, because I watched the guy for like, I don't know, more than 2020, more than 8 years. So
that's another thing. It opens up a whole nother debate as well about leaving comments on people's videos. Now, Dusty is a prime example that she is completely opposite to me. Very rarely does she leave a comment on someone's video. And sometimes I actually think that is the best way to be, looking back on it now, because if I don't leave comments on people's videos, they actually probably think that I've not watched their video, because I've continuously left comments on their videos, i.e. Ralph's, i.e. Raphael's, i.e. Ian's, i.e. Scrapping Irish. Now, if I wasn't to leave a comment on yours videos, you are automatically going to think that I have not watched it, right? Because
why you say so?
Well, because I've been leaving comments. because I've been leaving comments for every single video that you ever do. If I don't do one, then you're going to think that I haven't watched it. And it's the same with Mr. Ralphie down here. Now, he will not leave a comment on my video every time I put one out, right?
But I do give a thumbs up, and I watch.
Wait a second, and which I know, right? But if I was to do that to him, he would think that I've not watched it.
No.
Because I've been leaving a comment on every single video that he puts out.
Yeah, that is true. You don't have to.
No,
I get your point totally. I totally get your point. You are actually right at some stage.
Yeah.
But
and unfortunately, the more you go on, right, the more scrappers come on board. I mean, just recently, I've connected in the last fortnight to 3 scrappers, right, that don't have 30 subscribers between the 3 of them, which I don't think any of you guys even know about just yet, right? They've cut. I found them. How? I don't know, right? One of them's in Bondi. I think it's Bondi. That's somewhere like Australia or somewhere like that. He's got about 12 subscribers. There was another one today, Scrapping Fam, right? He's only got about 12 subscribers as well. Very, very new to YouTube. And there's another one as well that has not even commented back on a comment that I've left, right? So that net then starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And eventually, I'm not going to be able to respond to everybody.
You can't do it. It's impossible. Impossible.
You just can't do it. You know, you just can't do it, because I like to spend probably a couple of hours every morning, if there are any videos I need to watch, and watch them, get a comment on, move on, start my day. And then sometimes in the evening, I might just have half an hour to watch maybe a couple of videos. If I'm getting ready to go to sleep, then I'll obviously save one of Ian's. He knows I'm only joking.
I agree with you. I mean, I get up in the morning, the first thing I do is on the iPad, you know.
But even him, even
check how popular I am. And then
him, right, even him. Now, there's something I've got to say very, very quickly. I watched a video of a young girl that I believe was made, she was American, right, but she was Chinese, right? So she was Chinese looking, but she was a strong American, okay? And she had 176,000 subscribers. And she does not reply to comments. All she does is give them a thumbs up and a heart. That's it. That's all she ever does. And that's how she got 176,000 subscribers.
Well, you see, if you're doing the thumbs up and the heart, at least people know you've taken the time to appreciate them leaving their comment in the first place. I'll always give the thumbs up and the heart, even if it's a negative comment.
Hang on. Muriatic acid and the other bots, they just put a thumbs up and like, interesting, great comment.
I'll still give them a thumbs up and a heart.
And the
As long as it's positive, I give them a thumbs up and a heart. If there's a bot saying this is crap, then it's all.
I should give them the thumbs up and the heart. I just do it.
Scrap is saying, who was the mystery guest? Hang on, what does this say here?
Hold on.
It's not really rocket science, Shark. You know. Oh, I know what it is. It's because I can't spell properly. That's what it is.
Probably.
Anyway, guys, I use thumbs up and heart to mark for myself, then I already read that comment.
Yeah, but I was just saying to Snobby there. So I get up in the morning, I wake up, 6 o'clock, half an hour, I'm catching up, come downstairs, have my breakfast, I read the news, catch up a little bit more, go to work, not really much time at work to do it, come home, have my tea, put the iPad there, watch YouTube, add a few comments, catch up, and do the same, going to bed. And the wife's going, bloody YouTube's your life, isn't it? What about me? It's that balance. You can't watch everybody.
Yeah.
And you can't comment on everybody. I watch lots of videos and I don't comment.
I'm different than you.
Witty to say.
I'm single. I don't have a wife, and I can watch. All I have is videos. I'm a bit like Ralph down the corner there. So I am. I don't have the wife given out to me to come off YouTube or whatever. So I spend hours and hours on YouTube on my day off work, or if on a whatever. I just spend hours on YouTube. So I try and I do get through a lot of videos on my day off.
Yeah, but anyway, you cannot just do all what you want, right?
I can do what I want.
I totally agree
Yeah.
on that.
You won't tell me what to do.
Oh, when hey, scrapping Irish, then you're there.
Yeah, I'm still
I
here.
mean, I watched Ralph's. I watched Ralph's video this morning, I believe it was.
Yeah, where he was doing his dumpster diving.
Yeah, one of his shorter ones. And, you know, at the end of the video, I really had to think hard of what's gone on through the video. And then I had to think about when he very first started, what was the first item he found? And then go through about 20 different items that he's found. And I wrote a whole great long list of them.
I thought that was brilliant.
Just to let you know that I'd actually watched the video.
Yeah.
It was like that shopping thing where you run around and pick up all the stuff.
It's right sweet.
Isn't that the great mishmash of the moving forward in the time and backward, forward and backward?
Oh,
That-
who was
I
that?
don't know how many
Who was
months
doing time
was
travel?
in there, Ralph?
Time travel. Ian was doing a bit of time traveling in his video too.
Oh, that was a mistake. Last night that was a mistake.
So,
I'd watched it too many times. I mean, you edit and then you're thinking, well, you don't need that little bit in, you don't need that bit in, and shrink it a little bit more. And then you, in Windows Move It Maker, you're moving it up and down, and then sometimes you move it, and then there's a back arrow, and then there's an arrow which makes it change things round, and they're very similar arrows. So you've done your edit, and then you click the wrong arrow, so it puts it back to where that it was. And
Oh
you
yeah.
carry on editing, and when you finish, you go through and I thought, well, I thought I cut that bit out, and obviously I hit the wrong arrow,
yeah, well, Scotty brought up a good point about the length of the videos. My problem with my videos is I always plan to do it 15 minutes. I try, but I always end up at half an hour because I do go into a lot of detail, too much detail, in fact, for the normal person who is just starting out on the e-waste or whatever. Because as Ian Matthews say, I'll start naming out tantalums, blah blah blah, this, that, whatever, and a lot of the people won't even know what I'm on about. But it's just the way I do my videos, and that comes back to, again, I'm doing the video for me, and if someone watches it, they watch it. If they don't, they don't. You know?
I must admit, though, I was watching your video to see what a tantalum looked like. And just to go, you're born, that's a tantalum. Right now, carry on. What am I supposed to do here? Go back and search all these other videos to see what a tantalum... There should be a video, and it says, these are tantalum capacitors. And that video is just showing tantalum capacitors. Do another video. This is what an MLCC is, or its variations.
But
There's
if you
plenty of video like
look
that.
at my playlist, you will see I have a playlist just with MLCCs on it, and a lot of.
The short answer to that is, when I've retired and I've got about 3 ton of circuit boards to go through, then I'll research it. At the moment, I just need to get rid of some of this bigger stuff that's in here.
Scrapman Irish, is it possible that I could drop links into the chat for other guys' channels that are in here?
Oh yeah, I have no problem with that, because I said that before, that you've done a great job on that a couple of weeks ago, where you were putting links in for the other people's channels. I have no issue with people dropping links who are mods for any of the channels that are popping in. I have no problem with that at all.
The one thing that I was going to say, and this goes for Ralph as well, and yourself, Scrapping Irish, on your videos, especially Ralph's this morning, there wasn't one picture of actually him at all. All you see was hands going into a dumpster, right?
Yeah.
There was
Videos are not about me.
Yeah, I know that, but sometimes because you are a likable character, right? Not for everybody, especially the female variety. They want that facial interaction with you, whether it's just a quick glimpse, like even a surprised face. Oh, look at this!
Sorry,
Look at this item.
I just had a thought about Ralph and facials. Sorry, that's something totally different. Sorry, carry on.
It also goes for Scrapping Irish as well. You know, very rarely do you see Scrapping Irish. We know what he looks like.
Yeah, but if you look at, we'd say my point on that would be, if you look at e-waste bin, Who can tell me what e-waste bin looks like?
I can.
I'm sure
I
I've
know
seen
there
it
was a
before.
video in Mumbai.
I seen him when he was in India. But
And
Yeah.
it doesn't look anything like you imagine.
no, but
He looked exactly like I thought.
no.
Really?
That's weird.
I say the only time we've seen him on video has been when he was on holidays.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So every other video of him scrapping out, you don't see him.
And there's a guy called AVE, and he only ever shows his hands.
Yeah. You see, when you're in the scrapping thing, I think that I know what you're coming with, Snobby. That people at the start of your video, you'll show yourself straight away. That's you on it. And but when I'm looking at a scrapping video, I just look to see what they're scrapping. I don't care whether they're female, male, cross between male and female. Now Ian is different because he doesn't scrap. He pretends to scrap. So, he's different. He's different. He pretends. So his videos is about him more than he gets more people coming in to look at him than to look at what he's scrapping, because whatever he's scrapping, he's just going to hit it with a hammer anyhow. So it doesn't matter.
It's not really called scrapping. It's just called hammering.
Yeah, it's just called hammering. So people come in to look at him and to see what he's up to. It's not because if they want to see what he's scrapping out, just he's going to hit it with a hammer at some stage. So don't worry about it.
The man in the shed with
Yeah.
the hammer.
With the hammer.
That's, yeah, you're quite right. That's what I've pushed as my modus operandi. Yeah.
Yeah. So I do mine as the heat gun. You have the hammer. But Ralph is, I don't know what Ralph is, his little Lego min, I think is his little.
No, I just melt everything.
Yeah, just melt everything. What's coming back to Snobby's point there, but not, see, I don't think people tune into my channel to look at me. I think if anyone that's watching it is to see what I'm doing. I think. Now, maybe I could be totally wrong, and maybe if I start showing my face, I might lose more subscribers.
No, because people are actually seeing you right now. So if it was just for the brief part of the video at the very beginning.
Yeah,
then
I'll
maybe
give it a go in a few videos time just to see will it make any difference. As I say, I'm always willing to. If someone tells me to try something, I'll give it a go and see does it work. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I'll go back to the hands.
Romantics for a comment in there saying that I should bring out a merch. You know,
Yeah.
I was actually going to do a cup, obviously with my logo on the front, and on the back I was going to put crossed hammers. Oh, I shouldn't do that, should I? Sorry.
Bold boy.
Hey, Jimmy C and friends, Gil Skills as well.
Jimmy C was in a
hello.
while ago. Jimmy C was in a while ago, and I didn't get a chance to say hi to him. He was in a while ago. Actually, Gil is another guy who his channel will be changed a lot from what he started off with the scrapping. He does a lot more lives now than he would scrapping videos. Channels morphing into different things is another thing I meant to ask you, Ian. But I did kind of ask you with the whiskey side of it. Snobby, do you see your channel always being the same, or will you try and bring something else into it?
Well, I've just been working on intros and outros at the moment. And,
Yeah, well, I like your intros. As Ian was saying there, the new intros you do are very good.
They're very good, yeah.
yeah, so I'm mixing it up with you are watching Snobby Scrap Picker in different variations, and then also the same intro but with a different text on it saying thank you for watching. Yeah, and sometimes a different music as well. Then the next one that comes out will have the music on the beginning from the outro of the last video, and then the outro music will be different. So, and also introducing a little bit of street fine scrapping, you know, stuff that I've actually found. And, you know, I mean, just going back to Friday evening, my live stream, and saying that I've got a few bits in the back of the car still that I found. I mean, it went crazy. The super chats that were coming in because people wanted Dusty to go out and get the stuff to show on the stream.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
And, you know, I think it turned out roughly about 65 quid that night. You know,
Very
people wanted to see the stuff. So obviously this Friday, I'm going to load the vehicle right up to the max, and then
Dusty's going out.
Lusty's going out. There you go. See,
I think you're right, though, Toby. I think I tried to include in mine. You're watching, if anyone gets to the end, that is.
Hold on, I have to apologise to Shark. He's probably down there for the last half hour. And
Hey,
Oh, really?
so busy talking, I didn't even notice him down there.
So
No worries.
video, and I'll be
No worries
doing
at all.
that's another project that's coming, but I need to finish this one off. You know, and that's Shark. Hello there. You Men in Black or what? You know.
Yeah, well, this is my black shark shirt.
I just want to say short skirt.
Nice.
Well, I've got one of those too, but I don't wear it on camera.
This came free with a gallon of oil.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
I bought a gallon of oil and it came free. So that's.
So actually, I'll ask Shark this question because his channel has grown fairly rapid. He's one that has grown fairly rapid in the last while. Have you your videos? Have you noticed you've changed your videos to suit the audience you have now compared to what you had, we'd say 3 months ago? Because we'd say you got a big boost from E-Way Spin. I think you got a lot of his subscribers came over as well that would watch his stuff. So is that why you kind of got more into the E-Way sort of pickups as well, or the street scrapping?
So I have definitely put more street scrapping in my channel because that's what the analytics told me people wanted to see. So every one of the street scrapping videos that I put out has more views, has more comments, has more interaction with my viewers than when I scrap out a specific item. So, you know, that's the adjustment that I've made.
Okay, fair enough.
I thought your channel really took off when you went into the DJ stuff.
Yeah, that was funny.
When I went into what?
The DJing.
Oh, that, yeah.
And I like the comments. I was watching you, and somebody put a comment like, "Oh, I'm glad you took the steel tube from the vacuum cleaner. Most people leave that." And I'm thinking, why did you take the whole vacuum cleaner and get the motor?
Yes.
Well, you just cut the cord off. I mean, what was the point of that?
Yeah, I noticed that with a lot of street scrappers, they only cut the cord and they leave the vacuums with the motors there because it's quick money, get the cord off, and it's quick cash rather than having a rake of vacuums in your shed like you, Ian, which would be sitting there, never do anything with.
And when you've broken them open, it's Chinese yum anyway.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's the other side of it.
I do see that. I do see that point of view. I do, but.
So, Snobby, do you see much Chinesium in your stuff now compared to, we'd say, what you were scrapping a year ago?
yeah, and I tend not to pick it up.
So you can kind of tell by looking at it before you can pick it up whether it's going to be worth picking or not.
Yeah, because some stuff I won't even entertain. I won't even bother with it. There's no value there. There's nothing. It's just not worth doing.
Yeah.
And Dusty for me. She says, "You're going to get that," and I say, "No, I'm not getting that. I'm the snobby scrap picker. I'll only pick up the good stuff." But that's becoming harder to tell.
That don't work, does it? When you leave top.
Yeah, it lasts racing, though, doesn't it?
It lasts a lot longer. I'll be honest.
Like we say the E-Way side of it. The E-Way side of it, I'll pick everything up. Anything at all. If it has a board in it, I'll take it. There's bound to be one IC chip on it.
Yeah, I've obviously been down that road, and I can always find skyboxes, DVDs, TVs, and all that sort of stuff. It's just not me.
Yeah, you never got into. Why did you not?
I have.
All right. Well, why did you stop?
There's only one scrapyard that will take it, and I had like a car full of it, and I took it there, and he tried to have me pants down, basically. The first time I've ever really done it, and I didn't really know, and I had sorted it all out into different grades. And what he was offering me, I said, no, I'd rather put it back in the car. So then I started taking it back off the scales and putting it back in the car. And this guy that actually came down from the offices of the scrapyard, that was all suited and booted, he was the guy that actually dealt with it, because the guys on the floor don't know what they're talking about. You know, this specialised thing. And this posh guy comes down, as I say, and he's telling me this and that. It's only worth this and that. And I said, no, sorry, I'll put it back in the car then. You know, I won't bother. So it disappeared. And he must have went back up in the offices and spoke to the governor and came back down and said, well, look, I can give you this price, all right? And I went, well, that does sound a hell of a lot better than what you told me before. So then I started taking it back out of the car again.
Yeah.
And he gave me the better price. But, you know, I'm prepared to just grab it, because sometimes these scrap yards seem to think that once you're in their yard, that stuff you've got is theirs, but it's not, it's still mine.
Yeah, some of them think you're going to just take whatever price they give. You're not going to go and roll it back in the car. But
Yeah,
if you roll it back in the car, they'll give you a better price.
Yeah, and I think it was actually someone, maybe, I think it might have been a comment on Shark Scrappers video, I'm not quite sure now, but someone has said, why are the guys in American scrap yards much friendlier than the ones in the UK? The ones in the UK seem to be very like laddish and all that, you know, like Jack the Lad, or we work in a scrap yard, you know, we're tough guys. But in America, they're all very gentle and laid back and very, you know, very polite.
It's more of a business over there. Over here, scrapyard's more on the dodgy side of anything. You see, over there, I don't think, and I got to say this so it doesn't cause offence, you know. You guys are going round like street scrapping. It's not viewed the same way as gypsies going round here.
Yeah, yeah.
Street scrapping.
Completely different.
It's totally different. It's like you're doing a service over there. Over here, they're taking anything that's not nailed down.
Yeah, well, they're taking it whether it's left out or not left out.
Oh, there's a brand new bike outside your house. Oh, I thought you left it out for us. No,
yeah.
No.
Or they're around your back of your house and they're saying, oh, is this going as well? Is that going as well? You know, where in America, whatever's left on the curb can be taken. Anything that's left at the side of the house is not to be taken. In England or Ireland, it doesn't matter. It could be in the shed. They'll still take it.
Apart from my shed, because if they take the wrong thing, the whole lot just goes. And I'll come in the morning, there'll be a pair of legs just sticking out under a big mound. I'm thinking, did I not stack that proper last night?
And would they, like, Snobby does a bit of that street scrap and he goes around. Do you ever get ran when you come? Do people like think that you're one of the boys who's going to take a visit to the back shed later and take stuff?
Oh no, only if they refuse to post stickers. then I might have to get the balaclava on. No, Dusty vouch for this. Unless it's left on the edge of the driveway or actually on the pavement, or there actually are physical signs that there's stuff there, then I won't touch it at all. If it's up close to the house, I'm not going nowhere near it. If I do, I will knock on the front door and say, is that item there scrap and rubbish? If I really want that item.
Yeah, and how do you find when you do knock on a door? How are people in general when you're there at the door saying, is that scrap? Can I take it away?
Some people won't open the door. They'll actually just come to the living room window and open the window, and I point and I go like that, thumbs up, and they go, yeah, go on, yeah, you take it, like, you know, you get that. Yeah, you go on, that's all right. You know, but I won't just take stuff, because unlike, I don't know, obviously the registration plates are on the cars and it only takes a little snapshot with a camera. You know, as yet I've not had the, you know, you've taken something that don't belong to
you. Now you did it.
He thinks there's somebody at the door.
Yeah, looking for scrap.
Yeah. So, you know, so I always make sure that it's at the end of the driveway or at the end of the gate on the path, then I'll pick it up and take it, you know. Most of the stuff you'll see on camera, you'll see it's quite visible.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that a lot of the guys in the US actually video everything they do, because then they can't get any comeback. So I remember Scrap Kingdom, you know, picking up stuff and getting into trouble. So now, like, it helps him to video everything. and I'll do exactly the same, video it. And if people look at me strange because I'm videoing something, then you know.
Yeah, and Shark, do you find it when you're picking stuff up? Does anyone ever come out and say, "Leave that where it is. I don't want you taking it," or is everyone just happy for you to take away the stuff?
I've had that. We don't want it. Leave it alone. We don't want you. We don't go away because they think you're going to pick something else.
I've never had anybody tell me not to take something, but I'm also, if I see somebody when I'm stopping to pick something up at their house, I'll be polite and ask them, "Do you mind if I take this to the recycle center instead of letting the trash guys take it to the dump?" And once they understand that what I'm doing is recycling things, then I've had people bring more stuff out to me when that goes on, because they didn't know what to do with it. They didn't know if it should go in the trash, or they didn't want it to go in the trash, those kind of things.
Well,
I've even had people ask me for my business card so they can call me, because they'll say things like, "Oh, we're getting ready to move in a few weeks. How can I get in touch with you?" Those kind of things.
Yeah, well, what I've noticed here, I don't know if it's the same in the UK, but when I started first doing the bit of e-waste recycling or whatever, I had no problem getting stuff off people. Take it away, yeah. And then once word got around that I might be making a few pounds out of it, all of a sudden people didn't want to give it to me anymore because they don't want to see anyone else making money around here unless it's them. I don't know if it's the same in the UK, that if they see that you're making money from scrap or making money from e-waste, it dries up a bit. I found, especially now that I do the YouTube, because there might be people who see that, "Oh, look at that, he's turning that into gold, or he's getting this out of it. I could do that myself or whatever." And next minute I'm not getting any more e-waste. So I don't know if it's the same in the UK. Snobby, do you find that if people think you're making money, they stop giving you stuff?
Yes, that can happen. Yeah.
Are you lot reading chat?
No, what did I miss?
So of course, Pooh's mate called them pikeys. So you can't call them pikeys.
What's that? What does that mean, Ian?
Well, thieving it.
Oh, okay.
It's a bit of a derogatory term, and they don't like it. They'll come around and set your house on fire.
A lot of them would be of Irish descent as well.
Oh yes, and of course, Matthews is a fine Irish name,
Yeah. We like to send our good, upstanding members of the community worldwide. We like to spread them out.
I tell you what, today I received something through Facebook. Somebody sent it to me, and it was an history of Irish slaves, of Irish slavery, and I never knew about it, and it opened my eyes. That was it's shocking. And you're going back to, you had African slaves.
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, you give £10 for an African slave. An Irish slave was only worth £2.
Yeah.
So they bought more Irish slaves than they did African slaves.
Because they got 5 for the price of 1.
And the way it went on, that when when they had children, they were still slaves as well.
Yeah.
It's shocking to read.
We have a very, very deep history here in Ireland, so we do. If people look into it, it's an interesting country. So it's.
Hey, you rely on that?
Believe it or not,
I thought Dusty was asking for money, not a drink.
Ian, believe it or not, St. Patrick, who is the patron saint of Ireland, he was taken from Wales as a slave into Ireland. Now, there we go.
I think the difference in the price with those slaves were the African doesn't drink so much.
And they probably work harder.
Hey, we work hard in Ireland. We built America.
And of course, you built all the canals in England,
guys.
I would suggest we stick to scrap.
Yeah, I think we go back to scrap because we'll get in trouble.
Yeah.
True.
And we don't plan on getting in trouble. I don't plan on getting in trouble anyhow. I don't know about the rest of you. But we say I'm going to ask him not Snobby. I'm going to ask him Shark one question there, because I watched his last video where he was picking up the steel outside the house, and he goes, "I have to be very quiet because it's early in the morning." What time do you go out scrapping at in the morning?
I have started as early as 5:30. Usually it's around 6:30 when I get going in the morning.
Okay, because I was wondering that when you were saying you were picking the stuff up and you said I have to be quiet picking this up. You had the lawnmower that you couldn't get rid of to anyone, so you had to scrap it in the end.
Yeah.
That feels
And
like
then
a job
as
getting up so early.
You might notice that as the video goes on, I tend to get louder and louder.
Yeah. As the hours go on, you just start throwing it in from anywhere.
Yeah. I
At
find that completely different.
the beginning, he just put everything nice and slow.
Yeah.
Don't make any noise.
And then at the end, he was just throwing it as far as
Just
he
throwing
could.
it in there, yeah. Well, I figure once
I
once
find
the
it
lawn-
different in the UK.
I figure once the lawnmower companies are out cutting the lawns around the neighborhoods, then it doesn't matter how much noise I make after they get started.
What were you saying, Bobby?
Well, I found it completely different. If I was to go out at 5:30 in the morning, there'd probably be absolutely nothing out there at all, right? Because why, I don't know, whether it's been picked up that evening or whatever. I have found that the best time to go out is probably around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because for some reason in the UK, people either go out and buy something during the day that they need to replace, and then when they get back home later in the day, when they finally get around to it after they've played with a new toy, they then put the old one out the front.
Right.
Usually
Yeah.
later in the afternoon. So, you know, you get all these guys going round in the morning and all that, finding absolutely nothing. And, you know, I should go out for an hour, literally an hour, and find enough stuff that I'm happy with to do the next day, the next day after that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I never knew that street scrapping was big in England at all. I just presumed it was America only that the street scrapping went on. And it's just when I seen Snobby picking up the stuff, I said, oh, it happens in England as well. Because over here in Ireland, we have no street scrappers at all. None.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Over here, it's also non-existent.
So
Yeah.
it's big over here, very big. I mean, I know a lot of gypsy guys. I deal with them through work. I've dealt with them. Well, I've been in the scrap business since I was like, you know, telling you 9, and I know a lot of the families, and I know a lot of the lads, and I deal with some of them, and the friendly guys. They work for a living. You got some good.
Yeah. There's some of them. No, let's not say they're all
No,
brilliant.
you've got some
There's some
very
of them that would, as I said already, they take it out of the shed when you're not looking.
You've got
wouldn't-
chances. You've got
Yeah.
chances.
You've
And
got chances as well. So you have. Now, there's some of them, as I say, I worked in a place before, and like that, we would have bits of steel and bits of aluminium left over. We used to make windows, and you'd have bits of that. And you'd have one buck who'd come and he'd pay good money for it, and he'd be making a bit out of it. Then we had another chancer who'd jump the fence and try and take it for nothing, you know? That's the way I'd.
So the other thing that you know, just keep in the back of your head, here in the U.S., it's very different depending upon your city, your county, your state, how you're going to do your scrapping. Where I live, there are specific days of the week where neighborhoods put out their waste to get picked up, and so you go out on those mornings to pick it up. In some of the big cities, you just put your stuff out in the alley whenever you want. And so in some of the big cities, those scrappers are out constantly going around. So, you know, there's a lot of variation here in the U.S., and it's all dependent on how the waste is picked up throughout, you know, for any particular location.
Yeah. But
over
like,
here, they tend to have a big, massive UK recycling scheme, and they prefer you. They actually push you to recycle, to get everything free to the recycling yards, which some big company has bid for, so they've got the rights to anything that go in there. And
Which I have got a video coming up very soon regarding that, Ian.
which is why I did a video once where it said, like, always handy to wear a yellow coat when you go to the tip, you know, because they think you would.
Yeah, but ours are so official now, you're not actually allowed to even enter them unless you actually live in the borough.
Wow.
You have to show your driving license or a gas bill or something like that to prove you live in the borough.
Interesting.
And it's regimental style. You've got that bin, you've got that bin, and you must park there to drop that off. You must park there to drop that off. So you've actually got to load your vehicle up in order of where these bins are. Because if you put something at the end, right at the beginning to get out, which is over there, you've then got to drive all the way around again to drop that item off to get to the stuff to the back that's got to be dropped off over there.
You know, please, right? It's so regulated over here now. I mean, you're supposed to have a license to collect scrap. I mean,
Every borough.
In every borough you're in.
Yeah.
If you actually weigh in more than 3 times a year, you're supposed to have a license.
Yep. They'll only let you do that.
You're not go to different scrapyards every time. They wouldn't know.
You could. But then you've then got 3 accounts, which is a lot more paper trail.
All right, so you have to actually have an account over there. We say a lot of the scrapyards here still will put down cash. They won't even take it in.
You can't pay. Cash is illegal over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it's got to be paid into a bank account or a check.
All right.
Oh wow.
And
Cash over here.
Raphael, is your scrapyard? Do you have to have an address and give your name when you're bringing stuff in?
Yep.
Okay.
And I don't get any more cash than 500 crowns.
Okay.
What's about 90 pounds, I guess.
My vicarious life is put yellow coat when you go to the tit. No compliment. Tip, the recycling yard. It's me, I can't speak right. You know? Even though I'm not the only Englishman here. Southerners don't count, do they really?
But you know, guys, still last time I fished out from my scrapyard like 10,000, so I'm safe.
The diesel guy put something there which is interesting. Is the price of scrap and how much it's fallen in the last couple of years. There's so many people out there as well scrapping now that it must be very hard for guys to make a living out of it compared to what it was when the prices were a lot higher. Like if you look now at copper compared to this time last year, it's nearly 30% less, I think it is at the moment. You know, so like, and you seem to have more people doing it. So I don't know how they're making a living, and it's more regulated, as you were saying already. So I don't know how people make a living at all from it.
I remember 12.50 a kilogram for copper. Now it's 4 something.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I used to get £200 a ton for iron. You know.
Yeah. 140 last year it was.
And what's it now? What, 80 quid or 100 quid is it, or what's it a ton now?
No, Pooh's mate. My vicarious life, I mean the recycling yard, the public recycling yard, what we call the tip, where you can just take and get rid of your household rubbish, your plastic, your cardboard, your metal stuff, and throw it into different bins. But because it's an industrial place, you have to wear high-vis workwear. So I get it in my car. I'm wearing a high-vis coat. Now, if you can imagine, there's like 6 bays in a line. You know, trees, garden waste, household waste, cardboard, plastic, iron, small appliances. Well, I'll park at the bottom, and I'll wear a high-vis coat, and I'll take my cardboard all the way to the top and throw it in that skip. Even though I could have parked closer. And then somebody will pull up and they'll get out and they don't want to touch the waste themselves. So they look at you because you've got a high-vis yellow coat on. They're looking at you and going, and you go, "Oh, would you like me to take that for you? I'm going down that way now." They go, "Oh, thank you very much." And they'll give you a microwave or something. And I'll take another tiny little bit of cardboard when I could have took it all in one go. I'll walk all the way up again and throw that in. I'm walking back, I'm looking, somebody's just opened the boot and they go right like that. And they're little old, and I'll help you with that, sir, if you don't mind. "Oh, thank you very much." And you check it out. And you walk around, you throw it back in the car. And the lads in the tip, well, the rule is, if it's not come out the car, you're entitled to take it. So they don't mind.
Yeah, you're a bit like Raphael. When Raphael goes to the scrapyard, he comes back with more than what he went with.
Especially if he takes Eva.
Yeah, and she finds all the good stuff.
You see, what Ian was just describing is the epitome of old age and cunning will overcome youth and enthusiasm anytime.
I need to make one video about our visit at the scrapyard or something.
Yeah, I'd like to see that video of the scrapyard, your scrapyard, because in the scrapyards here in Ireland, once it's in the scrapyard, it will not come back out. They will not sell it back out to you.
It's basically the same here, but you know, at some circumstance, you are able to find out some deals and so on. Anyway,
Yeah.
I will try.
Right, I'm going to drop out, and hopefully someone else will come up on panel and take my place.
Yeah, well,
Later
I'll
on,
be in 15 minutes anyhow, so I'm only going to stay on for 15 minutes more, and I mean
Yeah.
it.
I'll stay to
Raphael?
the end. I'll stay to
Raphael?
the end.
Yeah, stay to D&D here.
Right, Snobby.
Yeah, Syrian,
Yeah,
Cyril,
Later, Snobby.
Raphael,
Yeah.
Pepper, Irish.
When is, actually, Snobby, before you go, when is your next video out?
I reckon possibly Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay, so keep an eye for it, guys. Keep an eye for his next video.
Yeah, appreciate that, and I'll see you soon, guys.
Later, Snobby. Oh,
Bye.
looks like
I'm making a
Frugal
mess
Farmer
here.
has joined the fund.
Who's joining the fun?
Frugal Farmer.
Oh,
Frugal.
Frugal Farmer. Thanks for popping in. I've missed everyone in the chat because I have a habit of doing that when I'm up here. Instead of watching the chat, I keep talking like if I'm in the pub with a gang of mates.
Yeah, and the guys that you have in the panel are useless because we're not helping you out any. So.
So I hope I haven't offended anyone by ignoring them. I wasn't ignoring you intentionally. It's just that when I just think I'm in a pub or I'm in my living room and I'm just talking to my mates. So I do.
No, I got something for Ralph actually. I don't know if you see, but my little copper man got a rubbery mouth on him,
Oh,
and I did make some shooting last eve when you know those mouth have different shape, and try to make something like
stop motion animation.
Yes.
yeah, you know.
I want to say one thing. When I popped that up, I made it big. I could see Ian's face going, "Oh, I wish I just could leave now." He just turned himself back. His hand turned to the mouse. He was actually moving to the mouse.
I'm looking at what Mo Homestead has wrote, saying you've ignored it all night.
Mo, I apologise, but we did not intentionally ignore you, or I didn't. Maybe the rest did, but I didn't intentionally do it.
No, I didn't.
I can't speak for everyone else, but I do apologise. I do see your messages, and even highlight your message there, and I do kind of skip through the video again later to see who I've missed, and I'll try and apologise to them the next time they're in.
I trying to look at the chat from time to time, and I put few lines from time to time, but all in between, yeah, I may missed.
Yeah, but
As far as it's not highlighted to the red color at me, then I may.
it's well past Ian's bedtime. These last 13 minutes are going to kill Ian.
You know, to be quite honest, I didn't quite see the mouth on that.
No, I'm not making a bigger Ian.
You know, Scrapping Irish, you asked there about what time I get started. There's another reason why I start early. Well, there's two main reasons. One is because that's the day that the G-Man is coming around. I got to be ahead of the G-Man, otherwise they're getting it all and I'm not getting it.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get ahead of them. Plus, especially during the summer here in Florida, by 11 o'clock in the morning, it's 90 plus degrees. I mean, right now it's 96 here right now.
Yeah,
So
that'll be tough
you know,
work trying to grab all that steel and lifting it in and out. It'll be. And when you say now, every time you go and you do your load, do you go to the scrapyard every time straight away, or do you bring it home every time and go through it and pick out a few bits off it, or do you just pick everything for the scrapyard when you go out?
So if I come back to the house, it's just to do a quick process on things to take the shred right back. So for instance, if I pick up a lot of fans, I'll come back and pull off the steel casings around the motors, and then I'll leave the motors in the garage and I'll take the steel casings in with the shred. If I pick up some heavy microwaves, I'll come back and process them to get the transformers and wire and circuit boards. If they're really lightweight microwaves, I might not, because they're going to be inverters. There's still good copper on inverters, but it really, the load determines whether or not I come back to the house to do some processing. But ultimately, my goal is that at the end of the day, there's no shred left in the truck that day.
Okay.
So it's because I don't know if you've noticed, my garage my work bay is kind of full. So I have to be somewhat strategic and judicious in what I keep here.
And are you not like every other American I know? They go, oh, my garage is filled, but they have about 40 acres behind it.
Yeah, no, I don't have that luxury.
Okay.
Me neither. Me neither, Shark.
Yeah.
And it's probably a good thing, because if I did, I would have 40 acres of junk stacked up back there. Because if you look, a lot of those people, they occupy the space they have. And so what happens is they don't force themselves to keep moving it. And they make the argument that I'm stockpiling, waiting for the prices to go up, which is a perfectly legitimate argument. But then what happens is they get 5 acres of shred steel stacked up back there, and white goods and things like that. And, eventually they have to move it regardless of the price. It's just how long in between.
See, I think that's where Dan K&D Scrapping, he's quite good in processing his goods.
Yes, he is. Yep. He'll let it build up for a certain amount, but he processes, and then once he gets a bunch of the carcasses, he'll bring in a bin, load up that bin, and then he's ready to go for the next roll.
Yeah, well, Scrap Together said he's guilty of keeping the stuff as well.
And Scrap Kingdom isn't.
I worry sometimes that something's going to topple over and kill him, and it'll just be there'll be no more videos for a long time, and we'll never know what happened.
But
who is the upper left gentleman? Well, because you've put gentleman, you've thrown me out straight away. It's upper left.
Who's left? Your left or my left?
Your left or my left? The one with her or the one without her?
The one with who?
Her on your head.
Her
or both her. That's easy. Scrapper D with something on the red or not?
Upper left. How difficult is that?
Well,
There's
it's
only
your
one.
left or my
He
left.
might be looking at it. He might be looking at it in the mirror.
See, I'm going to now point to my right, but that's left. No, I'm pointing left, and that's right. You know what I mean? It's StreamYards. It's turning it round.
No,
Yeah,
it actually isn't.
No, I don't know. I'm giving up. my brain is hurting now from that.
As I'm looking, you're pointing right. I see you pointing right. My right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Is your right, my left?
Now you point.
Except for where you drive on the road, on the right side.
Well, I'm pointing to my left, but it looks like I'm pointing to my right.
You are pointing to your right.
No, this is my right.
Rob, I'm pointing to my left.
I mean, he could have put him in the. Who's the guy who's talking, or who's the guy who's got a tool in his hand, or who's the guy who's looking really relaxed? Or who's the guy in black that looks like him?
Him? Oh no, him.
Straight away, you're excluded because it's on the you're on the bottom. He said top.
Yeah, so it's either got to be Scrapping Irish or Ralph.
Yeah,
Not Raphael, because then he would have said in the middle.
middle.
But he said gentleman, so
Yeah, he made a mistake when he said
That
gentlemen.
part baffled me as well.
In this group, there isn't too many gentlemen. I think Shark might be the most gentleman of us all.
yeah.
Well, Congress declared me an officer and a gentleman at one point in my life. So
There you go.
got a piece of paper that says I am.
Okay.
Wow.
At least one.
What is he at?
You know, I think though that discussion we were having about space and what it drives you, how it drives you to do your scrapping, is an important one, especially for any new scrappers to think about, because you know, I don't have the space to take in a whole Hoover and break it all the way down and go after all the little copper bits and stuff like that, because I can't let them all pile up that much. I can't process them that fast. And so other people have more space. I think Dan, K&D Scrapping, he's got kind of that optimal arrangement where he's got enough space that he can bring stuff in, work on it at a relatively manageable pace, and then get rid of it again, but not so much space that he's tempted to just let it accumulate. So, you know, our space drives us to what we do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm lucky. I don't collect iron. I don't collect shred. So anything comes in here, and I've got a steel scrap skip at work. All my shred goes out the day after, and is thrown into that skip at work.
Ian, Scrapper D has narrowed down to 2 of us, Bald and Glasses.
Okay. There's 3 people with the bald and no, wait, Rafael is not bald. Never mind.
No.
That was 2 weeks ago.
No, it's narrowed down, and I'm the only one up on the left, so it has to be me.
Let's make it simpler, right?
There we go. I've solved it for you, Ian. I know you were confused between top, bottom, left, and right.
No, I think you should.
Yeah.
Scrapping Irish, I think you should go now into those buttons at the bottom and mix us all up. And that'll scupper in.
Yeah, musical chairs.
What I was saying, Snobby's putting the links in there. If anyone wants to grab them links that Snobby's putting in their channels of a lot of people involved in the scrapping kind of group, the family, or the family of scrappers. So if anyone, feel free to grab them up if you haven't got them already. But a lot of people already have each other. That's what I've noticed in the scrapping world. Is no matter whose channel you go over to, you see the same group of people in it all the time.
Yeah, a lot.
I mean, Snobby's commented earlier. He'd found 3 new scrappers that had come on the scene.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen them come and go. You think, oh, I'll get into that. I'll start a YouTube channel. You know, Urban Monkey, he was one. And then I don't think you've got to be sure of your commitment to YouTube and why you're doing it.
Yeah.
Like for me, I always keep saying I'm just showing a bunch of friends what I'm up to in here. Sometimes it's not scrapping. Sometimes it's just doing tidying some rubbish up.
And there is no reason to cut down any wings. They always can try, as far as they hold on at the YouTube, that would be cool. And if they got good content, that would be even better.
Well, even if they don't have good content, you can still keep putting it out. You don't have to stop. You can. So hence why my channel is still going.
At the beginning, for sure, doesn't count for any huge success right away.
Yeah. Well, like I never planned on doing over 100 videos, and I'm on 110 or whatever it is. I never planned on doing that amount of videos. I never planned on doing a video every week, but I got into the habit of doing it, and I like doing it, and I like to try and get that video. And if I don't get it out every week, I would be kind of mad that I didn't get it out myself, just for myself, saying, why didn't I do one this week? What do you? I have no idea how many videos I have, by the way.
I'm laughing at what UK scrappers put. Ian tidying his shed. Yeah, of course. I try. We say
when I started watching YouTube, there was Mike the Scrapper, who has completely disappeared off the scene. And I used to like watching his channels. I liked watching his videos. Even still, I'd go back and watch some of his videos. If I want to check something that I might be doing something, I go, am I doing that right? I just go back and I check it. I think he done a video on that. And I just go back and look at it again. So even if people give up YouTube, their videos are still up there. Most people don't bother taking them down. They leave them there.
I thought they disappeared after 6 6 months. There's no.
No, well, someone's always going to find their video. Someone's always going to look at their video. Like if it's still, unless you take down the video yourself, I think it stays there.
No.
Yep.
But
You lose access to your channel if you don't be active for at least 6 months. But your video will be still on, you know.
Yeah.
and probably all profit goes back to the YouTube again.
Yeah, I think if you're not active on your account, you don't get any of the money. It stops going into your account. But you keep the video running.
Ralph, that's an interesting set. Is that like Dustby's?
I know what you're getting at. I'll hold it real close to the camera so that nobody needs to zoom in. It has tiny little bits.
That nearly worked then, because I saw Irish voice.
Hey, for doing that now, I was about to say we'll call it a night, but for doing that now, I'm going to drag it on for another few minutes.
Okay, so I got a question for y'all, because you've been around, I've been watching YouTube scrapping videos for much longer, years before I actually put up my own channel. So you guys may remember this guy, Feats. Do you remember Feats?
I know the name.
Rings a bell vaguely.
I can't remember watching any of his videos.
No. Does anybody in the chat remember watching any of Feats' videos?
Wasn't the full name Original Feats?
I mean, you're in Florida. I used to watch a guy called Gator.
Whose mate says yes?
Gator. I think it was Gator Scrapping or something. I don't know.
In Florida, gator is a common slang term for alligators, and we've got those things all over the place here. So it's not uncommon for people to have gator something in their name.
Yeah, the only one before you came on was I used to watch Florida Scrapper, but now I watch Shark. I can only watch one person from Florida. I just made the choice. So,
I did watch a lot of original.
I like how you said Florida.
A lot in the gold.
I know, I'm only messing. I still watch Florida. I'm just messing. But they're the only two people I know. I never heard of Gator Scrapper, or I never heard of that other one that you're on about. Do you want to say the name for the game was Shark?
Original Feats. So Who's Mate just commented that she used to watch Feats, Original Feats. Yeah, he was an interesting character.
They went a bit crazy in the end.
Yeah.
So my microphone doesn't work, or what?
Yes, it does. Why?
I'm going to have a look at some of his videos now that you've mentioned him. I'm going to have a look and see what he was all about. So,
well, he's not active anymore. So if you find any of them, they're going to be really old.
Yeah, but what age bloke was he?
Pardon me?
What age bloke was he that was doing these? Was he in his 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s?
Oh, I would say 30, late 30s, maybe.
Okay. And he just dropped off the scene completely.
Yeah.
I know what happened. He got some girl pregnant, probably.
And she made him give up the scrapping.
He turned into a daddy, and he had daddy duty.
That sounds like Darren and Sandra as well.
Yeah. I sent them an email 6 months ago, and they said they were getting back, or maybe more, about 7 months ago, 8 months ago, and they said they were going to get back into doing the videos, but that was the last. I didn't see any videos at all since. Now, I know they had the child and everything, and that all changes plans completely.
Listen, it's gone 22:33. Yeah?
Hold on a second, Ian. Hold on a second, Ian. I'm about to make Raphael bigger, Ralph, to see what's behind him. And I'm just wondering, will everyone still be here when I come back? Let me have a look.
Good night, Ian.
What?
Good night, Ian.
I'm giving you room, Ian. You're still on, Ian. I haven't got rid of you. Come on, Ian.
You said Raphael, not Ralph.
Ralph, sorry. I'm Ralph Large, so if you need
Ian,
I'm used to people making those mistakes.
He's still here. What are you doing?
I was waiting for you to make Raphael bigger.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, Raphael's show. Good night, Ian. Have a great night.
He's still here.
He's still here.
going on?
Hold on, I'll do someone else.
Well, hang on. I'm going. Good night, everybody. Good night.
Later, Ian.
Good night, Ian.
Good night,
Thanks for
Ian.
having me up.
Good
Bye.
night, Ian.
He's still here.
I'm going.
Stop. It was well past. I appreciate him coming on. I kept him well past his bedtime. Usually it's 9 o'clock for him.
But he's got to work too tomorrow.
So do I.
So do I.
Oh, yeah, I guess I'm the
They're,
only one.
they're an hour even later. It's actually 11:30 their time now. It's only half 10. It's only 10 here. It's 11:30 in Denmark and Holland. So they're even worse. It's only early for you. It's only what time? 5:30 in Florida.
4:30.
No, it's 5:30. Is it in Florida? 5 hours behind for me.
Oh, for you? Yeah.
Yeah, here in Florida, it's 5:30 in the evening or afternoon.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
So
So we were just so that you were on about that Bob's video. So what was his videos about? What were his videos?
a lot of e-waste stuff. Yeah.
Because when I started getting into the e-waste, that's what I used to search only was the e-waste videos, and I never came across his videos ever.
Yeah, I mean, he did some general kind of scrapping, but it was a lot of e-waste stuff, and then he just fell off the scene. So
Yeah, but that was quite a long time ago, like about 2012, max to 15.
yes, yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, because that's when I see what got me into the e-waste was I used to work in an electrical store, and I used to see people bringing back their old DVD players and their old video to be recycled, and then I said, well, someone's making money somewhere along here because no one's doing this recycling for free. So there has to be money out of it. So then I started doing a bit of research and I said, oh, this is where they're making the money on the e-waste side of it. They're getting the money from the gold, the silver, the copper. And that's what piqued my interest. And then I started looking at YouTube videos. So I looked at YouTube videos, I'd say from 2012 to at least 2016 before I even attempted to do my first bit of e-waste. You know, so I never came across their video. So I'll have to look that one up now.
Yeah, I tell you, and the people that I think are the only ones that are really making any decent money, especially on the e-waste side, are the larger firms that have the machines where you pretty much throw a computer in one end, and it shreds it all down and picks, through various methods, the different component pieces after it's all been shredded down, and just spits them out, along the line. Because I don't think you can make any real money if you had people breaking down to the lower components. It's just too labor intensive.
It works if you're in India where you pay pittance. But if you're in Europe or America, you have to be big machine operated to make money. But if you're doing your e-waste in the likes of India and places like that, you'll make money with people stripping. You see them there on the videos.
Yeah, and if the workers die, it's not a big deal because there's
they don't
enough.
care if they're inhaling fumes or inhaling the gases from the acids. They're mixing it in big buckets the size of, I don't know what they are, but they're mixing them and the fumes coming off and no masks and no gloves, and they don't care because the cheaper they can do it, the more they'll make. So that's the way they look at it, Where in Europe or
if you supply one person with the safety equipment, then your company, all profit will go down with that.
Yeah. Well, in videos, upcoming videos, you'll see me. I've actually got to the stage where I'm dropping the gold out now. So today I dropped 14 grams of gold. So
wow.
Yeah.
All right.
So that was and then I've done another video, and whatever's gone wrong, my gold is just staying in suspension. So I think there's still a bit of nitric. So what it's doing, I think, is dropping it, redissolving it, dropping it, redissolving it, dropping it. So it's kind of not coming out.
That must be a lot of nitric in there.
Yeah, but I used a lot of urea to do it, and it looked like it had stopped reacting. And then when I put the SMB in, it's done this. So I've left it now, and I'm going to see by the morning will it have dropped the gold down or will it be
too much urea, that's also a problem.
Yeah, I think I might have used too much urea on it. That's what I think.
You know, if you use too much, tomorrow you may find out some crystals inside the solution.
Yeah, so
Cool.
then it's just then I just have to filter it off again and go again.
No, the urea crystals you can just dissolve with the temperature. Later on, dilute with the water, and yeah, what else?
Yeah, but then you see what I don't like then is I have a lot. Then I'll have, instead of having one thing to do, I'll have 4 or 5 because I keep diluting it and it just drives me insane. I start off with 1 jug of liquid and I end up with 5.
Yeah, that's happened. That's happened
Yeah.
when you're playing with the stuff. You impatient because first one didn't react, so you start another
So
one.
you see, I'm doing the video, so I'm rushing it because I want to get the video finished. So I go, I just diluted a bit more. I do anything. I go, right, I've gone from 1 jar to 5 jars. So I had 1 problem, now I have 5 problems.
And then you lose the track what you did on each one.
Yeah, and then you put the wrong thing in and you go, oh, I have to start all over again.
I know that feeling. I know
I have
that.
to evaporate it out. I have to put in the hydrochloric again. I have to put in the nitric again and start again.
Okay, so what you've convinced me is that I shouldn't pay attention to the way you're dropping gold.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, Irish, I've been there.
The good thing about my videos is you'll see the right way to do it and you'll see the wrong way in the same video.
I finally found a remote control that has gold in it.
Oh, very cool.
There you go.
Finally. Not bad.
You know, quite often in the that older style of company phones.
The backside has a few of those dots. And some of those there.
Yeah, nice. What were you saying, Raphael?
I said you quite often can find such a gold plating at the older company phones with the central or few lines connected to it.
Mm-hmm. See, now next week, hopefully on my live, I'm going to have Chris from Board Sort. So I'm going to hopefully get to question him on what they do with their stuff after they take it in. Do they recycle it on site, or do they sell it on to a big recycling company, or what way they do it? I don't know. Do you know, Shark, what way they operate?
No, I don't. I'm looking forward to the interview as well. Yeah.
Hopefully now, as I say, a lot of these lads are very busy. Like tonight, again, that guy from the Tantalum company couldn't do it tonight because he had meetings or something on that he couldn't get out of. And he said, I'll do it next week, but I said I couldn't do it next week because I have Chris on from Board Sort, so I don't know when I'm going to have him on again because I'm trying to line up 2 or 3 other people as well, so but so hopefully with the Board Sort one, we'll get to see what they do with their stuff, because again, do they send theirs, sell it back onto another company to be recycled, or do they actually do the recycling themselves?
It's going to be really interesting. I'm really looking forward to
hopefully he can come on and not
and we can have a lot of fun. We can have fun with him too. We could say, hey, so how well do you know E-Waste Mike? What's going on there?
Yeah, what sort of relationship?
And then he says, E-Waste Mike, you mean E-Waste Ben?
And later on, this guy who coming with the truck every time and have fight with us.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I like watching E-Waste Mike's channel. He's very, very upfront. There's no put on. What he has to say, he says, and that's it.
Yeah, I agree. I like the guy.
Yeah. He doesn't sugarcoat it. If it has to be said, he says it.
True.
I'm looking at Romantic's comments, and Rose got it figured out. By reselling the computers as functional computers, maybe upgrading the capabilities and things like that, and then selling them as functional computers. There's some money there to be made if you have those skills.
There's better money there than scrapping it. As I say, scrap is the least amount of money you're going to get. If you scrap something, that's the smallest amount of money you can make. Where if you can repurpose it or refurbish it, you're going to make a lot more money. But I don't like putting stuff together. I like taking stuff apart.
You know, Shaggy, that's what Raw doing. It's quite cool. It's very profitable. Though he may get problems, you know, when he didn't test out the machine before he sell it off. Otherwise, he just put in the description of what he's selling that it was used and he didn't test it, so the person who get it can expect whatever.
Yeah, that's the thing that puts me off fixing stuff, because even if you fix it and even if it's working when you sell it, when it gets to the other person, they may say it's not working, and then you have to pay for the shipping back, you have to pay for the repair of it and send it back to them again. So any money you would have made is gone. So
you know, Irish, to make the PC worth to sell, you need to put at least 10 to 15 hours of work to make sure it is to the cell condition. You got to put some how we call it, ballast test, or you need to make it work at the 100% of.
You can download software and you put the software on, and it does like a battery of tests against it. It just tests the speed of the process. It puts the processor,
the graphic card pass, CPU pass. Then you are safe to sell it. But this is your, 15 hours of. You don't need to sit in front of it, but you still got to pay for electricity to run it, right?
Yeah, but even if you put it through all them tests, right? When it goes to that person, whoever delivered it may have kicked it up and down the van before they delivered it.
Yes, exactly.
And a cable might have come loose. The person plugs it in, it's not working. Then you have to pay for the shipping back to get it back, or you just leave it. You just give the person their money back and leave it where it is. So, that's the downside of selling. I find that there's a lot. eBay is more geared to the buyer than it is to the seller, protective-wise. So it's up to you to prove it's not working. It's not up to the person who bought it to prove it is working. Or not working. The other way around.
I'm used to not selling the PCs just out to random person. If I'm gonna sell it to someone, that could be my friend, and they get it in really low price. So instead of scrap it, I just tell them, listen up, this come out from the scrapyard and it's supposed to be scrapped, but you can have it because this is still good machine. And if something go wrong, I doesn't take any responsibility for that.
Yeah. And if you're selling on eBay, you have to take responsibility.
Yeah. Otherwise, I want to take responsibility. I just put those 15 hours of work to it, and then I'm sure I give someone the good machine, right?
Yeah. Shark, do you sell much, or do you resell, or do you just scrap?
I resell a little. I don't try to refurbish and resell. So it's when I resell things, they're either sold as is with and I may make a comment about was reported as functional when taken out of service. So for instance, if I buy a bunch of computers from an auction from a government site, and they were functional when that organization took them out of service, I can list them as sold as is, were functional when decommissioned, current status unknown, those kind of things. And the other thing that I've done is from that old computer store that I bought a few months back, he still had some brand new inbox Pentium 2 boards. Wow. And I've sold a couple of those. Again, sold as is, no guarantee, but still in original packaging kind of things.
Yeah. So what is good money as well to sell is RAM. I noticed on eBay, a lot of people pay over the price for RAM.
I need some RAM for a laptop I have here.
But even if it's scrap, like for e-waste recycling, I just see people buying it to get the gold off it, and they pay more than what it's going to give them back in gold.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. I have To this stage, I have not tried to play that game, but I know that there are people on eBay that are paying way too much for Goldfingers and that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, I could make a lot of money scamming people on eBay, selling this stuff, because there's just stupid people out there. And, I guess it's their responsibility to educate themselves, but I just don't feel right doing that. And I have to look at myself every day in the mirror. So I don't play that game at this point.
Yeah, I believe it will come back sooner or later.
I'm a firm believer that
I'll admit that something I've done a couple of years ago to a seller on eBay. He had RAM.
As you find out what exactly RAM you need, we can find out something maybe. I got plenty of laptop RAMs.
Well, here's my complaint.
I can have a look what I need.
What I used to do to people who are
send me an email with the numbers, or if you got like at least one block in here mounted, just take a picture of the sticker and send it to me. That's it. Because
I have the laptop right here because I was looking at it. I still need to buy an SSD for this thing.
No, this I don't have.
No, I know that's especially not like a 500 gig one, but because that's what I want to put in minimum.
So seeing in the comments, Paul Shortfall was talking about scrapping Pallet Man and selling the lawnmowers.
You tried that, it didn't work.
Yeah, and I recently, my latest video, I was lamenting the fact that I couldn't find a buyer for a lawnmower that I had. But some of my viewers gave me some other suggestions that I'll put to use the next time I get a lawnmower in. But there's a classic example of space driving how you do something.
Yeah.
I kept that lawnmower for a couple of weeks trying to sell it, and I got nowhere, even calling local small engine shops and repair shops and stuff like that. And nobody was interested. So that's why I went to the yard. Now I'm going to keep looking, because I see a lot of lawnmowers out there. I find a lot of lawnmowers out there, and if I can find a buyer for them, then that's going to be perfect, and I'm going to go down that road. I just haven't found that person yet. Scrap and Pallet Man he's got a great relationship. Of course, he's also got the governor calling him and telling him where the scrap is located. So,
Yeah, that's the other
way. It's not the governor. It's just the garbage man, the postal workers, and the police that are telling them where the scrap is located.
Yeah, but that comes back to, again, if people know in America, people know you're into the scrapping or you're into whatever, they'll point you where it is. Where here in Ireland, if people think you're going to make money out of it, they won't tell you because they don't want you to make money.
Yeah.
It's different mentalities, You
just tell them you're doing it for recycle purposes.
Yeah.
For the environment.
If you tell them you're making money out of it, they'll stop giving it to you.
Hey, Rafael, it's this.
Hold on.
Wait. 1280. Okay. PC3.
4 gigabytes.
How many slots do you have out there?
2, and this is just one module that's in there. So I want to put in 8.
So you got exactly 1280, and yeah.
12,800, yes.
Yeah. You got 1.4, but it's 1060 actually. But I will look later on after the.
Sure.
Let me just write it down before I forget, because now I still remember.
Yeah. So, or if anyone else in the chat has any RAM that'll suit Ralph that they want to donate to him, he would gladly accept it.
I actually have to check I have a whole drawer full of old RAM. There might be some in there.
But why bother looking if you can get everyone else to look?
Yeah, true.
That was 1280 PC3, right?
12,800 PC3, yes. 4 gigabytes.
Good enough.
Ian Matthews is asking what happened to the few more minutes. Well, Ian, it's what happens every night that I go on. I go on for 2 hours and I end up doing 3. So I'm nearly at the 3. So I might as well just stick to tradition and do 3 hours.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna just jump out because I almost at the midnight, and yeah, I need to hug my pillow.
Well, I'm definitely going off anyway at 11 my time. because 3 hours is more than enough.
Raphael needs his beauty sleep.
2 gigabytes are the biggest ones I have.
I woke up at 6 hours and 6 minutes. So,
Oh man!
I was saying, no wonder he wants to get to bed.
Yeah,
That's not happening over here.
I can remember as a young guy in the Navy going days without sleep. I don't know that I could do that anymore.
Yeah, that must be.
I don't think I ever could.
Yeah. I can't go without sleep. I have to try and get at least 6 hours sleep. So as soon as I'm finished this, I'll be gone to bed by 12, and I have my alarm set for 6:30, and I usually wake up at 6.
I'm probably gonna get myself some tea, nice warm tea.
See what Ian wrote there for you, Shark?
Yes, I'm going to sing Ian a lullaby.
yeah. Anyway, guys, I just jumping off. So thanks for the nice time.
Before you jump off, have you a video coming out tomorrow?
Yeah, I think I did prepare something. What I got in my storage.
Okay.
For the time when I doesn't have the time to make the video and so on. And yeah, that's gonna be short one. And yeah, I guess you will like it.
So we'll check it out tomorrow. Have you planned when it's coming out, or is it going to be a premiere, or is it going to be just a video?
I think that's gonna be just a video because this is like short one, about 10 minutes.
Okay. So
anyway, thanks for having me here. Thanks for the good fun, and catch you all guys at the next one.
Cheers.
Later, Raphael.
Cheers. Well, we've got 4 minutes left, guys. So what do you want to talk about for the last 4 minutes? Or do the Shark want to sing Ian his lullaby to put him to bed?
Lullaby and good night. Dream of scrap in your head.
In your shed.
Hard hammer in. Make that metal conform to you. Did I mention I can't sing?
Well, that didn't sound bad, actually.
That sounds a lot better than if I was doing it. So did anyone see UK Scrapper's video of his shed that he's finished?
Yes, I did. Well,
Yeah.
I don't think he's
I haven't
finished.
seen that one yet. No.
Getting there, nearly there. It's a lot more finished than it was a month ago.
Yeah, that's been I've enjoyed watching the progress that he's been making back there.
Yeah, so he's a man that we need to get to come up on the lives. I know he doesn't show his face on the videos a lot either, but I'd like to have him up sometime and chat about how he got into scrapping and everything, because he got into his channel started around the same time as my channel. I think we both of us started near enough within a month of each other. So it'll be interesting to see how he's finding YouTube and how he finds it's working out for him. What did Mo write? Just to know what will happen in the live streams. You have a really good voice. There you go, Shark. See that? Mo has really complimented you there.
Well, thanks, Mo. And Rose, Romantic's baby apparently clapped when I started singing. So
you might have found a new part of your channel. You might be able to do a bit of singing for people who want to keep their kids occupied.
Yeah, just sing some simple songs, turn it into a loop where when one song ends, the other one begins, and then just loop like 4 or 5 songs, turn it into a video of like 10 hours, and then to keep the baby quiet.
Yeah, and your shark singing away in the background, just nice little tones there. And Ian Matthews is gone. He's fast asleep now, sucking his thumb.
Yeah. He's snoring away now. I'm sure.
Imagine that, watching an Ian Matthews video and having Shark Scrapper sing the theme song.
There we go. A perfect way to go to sleep. A perfect way to fall asleep. Oh no, Ian is still awake. Sorry. Ian is still awake.
Don't quit your scrap job. I have never considered entertaining. Trust me. other than YouTube.
And when you're on the boat, would you not be doing stuff to occupy your time, like entertaining each other?
How's that?
Would you not, when you were on the boats for months at a time, what would you do to entertain yourselves? How would you occupy your time then?
Oh, well, what little free time you had when you were aboard ship, you might do card games. We would have movies, so you could watch movies. In fact, back when I was first going to sea, we didn't even have VHS, so we were still we would have the great big 16 millimeter movie projector kind of movies,
wow.
and
The reel-to-reel.
the reel-to-reels, and you'd set up
Yeah.
a screen on the flight deck, and if the seas were calm enough and you weren't in a threat situation, you would just put up a screen and you'd have a little movie night out on the flight deck or in the helo hangar. And then sometimes we would just stop and float around, and you'd go fishing. I've even jumped in the ocean and swam at the crossing of the dateline and the equator. We come up with all kinds of creative ways to stay entertained in between, in that little time that you actually have that you need to film.
Well, guys, we've made it to the 3-hour mark. So
Okay.
that is it for tonight. I'm going to call it at that and let Ralph jump over to some other live stream instead of going to
No,
bed.
I'm jumping over to my bed. It's midnight here.
And let Shark get ready for his little evening meal and whatever else he's going to be at this evening. So let's start with, before we finish up, Ralph, have you anything coming out bar the video this week? Have you any other video coming out?
I might have a mail call that I'll put out maybe on Wednesday.
Okay.
And in the weekend, it will be another scrapping video.
Oh, so we'll have 2 videos this week of you. 3 videos this week.
No, well, I have one in the weekend, and if I have a lot of mail calls, if I get a lot of stuff, then I might squeeze a mail call in between in the week here or there. Otherwise, I'm going to have to spread them out so far that people have sent me stuff months ago, and then there will be a video. Yeah.
Okay. So, Shark, have you? You're on 3 videos a week at the moment, I think, are you?
Yeah, I'm on 3 videos a week, so I got I'll have something. I'll have a Wednesday and a Saturday coming out this week.
Okay, and is it going to be street scrapping, or is there something different?
So this Wednesday is something different. It's something that I picked up in a recent street scrap.
Okay.
And then Saturday will probably be a street scrap.
Okay, so guys, you've heard it there first. You know where to go looking. So your YouTube week is ahead of you. You've Snobby to check out. You have, I'm sure Ian Matthews will have a video up before the weekend is out as well. I'll have my one out on Thursday. And Shark and Raphael will have theirs out, and Ralph will have theirs out. So there's your entertainment for the week, guys. So it's good night from me, and it's good night from him, and it's good night from him. And thanks for watching, guys.
Good night, everyone. Stay safe.
See you all later.
And we're